The following is a presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. It's time for Liberty Lady Flames basketball.
Mills for three. Boom! Avery Mills from downtown. Athene hesitates, penetrates, puts it off the bank and in.
Your defending Conference USA champions.
Highest gets the rebound, dribbles it up court. Time expires. The Lady Flames win. They knock off Middle Tennessee to claim their first Conference USA title.
This year, the Lady Flames usher in a new era with first-year head coach Alexis Sherrard. A new leader with the same winning mindset.
We will compete with passion, we will play with discipline, and we will carry ourselves in a way that honors the university's mission and values.
Get ready for all the thrilling moments and jaw-dropping plays.
Over to Ayestana for three. Got it! Natabow, and she has her shot blocked off of her and out of bounds by Stout. Rebound Ayestana, and her putback goes in. Nice backdoor pass on the bounce to Stout. Beautiful offense by the Lady Flames.
This is Liberty Lady Flames basketball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Welcome to live pregame coverage of Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Liberty Lady Flames basketball is brought to you in part by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's Bo Time. Carillion Clinic, inspiring better health. Carter Bank, life lived full. By Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. Crossroads Family Dentistry. Destination Bedford. By 11 West. Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Frank Good Builders. By Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking for good with Freedom First today. Gentry Lock Attorneys. By The Good Feet Store. By Haley's Appliance and Outdoors. And by Ironclad Coffee Roasters, craft roasted in Richmond, Virginia. Welcome to the Bojangles Tip-Off Show. Coming up, we'll hear from head coach Alexis Sherrard. We'll also have the key players, starting lineups, and much more. Now, let's go live courtside with the voice of the Lady Flames, Jamie Hall.
Hello, everyone, and welcome in to George Mason's Eagle Bank Arena here in Northern Virginia. Liberty Lady Flames taking on the Patriots. Patriots at 6-4 on the season. Liberty 5-2. And when you just look at that, pretty big disparity as far as the number of games played between these two teams. It was a very busy month of November for the Patriots and their head coach Vanessa Blair Lewis in her 5th season and 26th season overall as a head coach. The Flames and Alexis Sherrard in his first year. Flames are on a 3-game winning streak. They beat UVA-Wise 80-35 back in Lynchburg before winning 2 games in the Navy Classic against Duquesne 67-60 and then Manhattan 68-56. George Mason ended a 2-game losing streak with a 73-55 win over Fordham at home earlier this week. They do have a 13-game home winning streak in this building that the Flames are going to hopefully upset. Both of these teams have certainly some strong suits. For the Flames, it's rebounding. They're a plus 14.1 on the year. They've out-rebounded all 7 opponents. They're 10th in the country in rebound margin. And for George Mason, they force a lot of turnovers. They average taking the ball away 20 times a game, and that's actually how many times the Flames give it up on average. So that could certainly be one of our keys to the game as far as can the Flames dominate the glass, and can George Mason do what they normally do, and that's turn teams over. It's the 14th meeting between the squads. The Flames are at a deficit. George Mason is 11-2. However, most of those games were in the 80s. The only 2 games in recent history was in 2006 and 2008, and those were both Liberty wins. Megan Frazee was the leading scorer in that game in 2008, early January. She had 18 points, and it was the last time that Liberty has played here in this building. The dynamic duo is our Foster Fuels Who's Hot, as Emmy Stout as well as Avery Mills. Both have scored exactly 111 points this year, averaging 15.9 points per game. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get the thoughts of head coach Alexis Sherrard as the Bojangles pregame show continues, and that interview will be brought to you by Rogers Heating and Cooling after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
It's bow time. Carolina legends aren't born. They're handmade, only in Bo's Real Southern Kitchen. It all starts with fresh, never frozen chicken marinated for 24 hours in a flavor-packed blend of bold Southern seasonings. Then we hand bread and fry it to crispy, juicy, mouth-watering perfection. That's not just any chicken, that's the Carolina legend. Order some Bojangles and taste what everyone's been craving since 1977. It's bow time.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hey, Flames fans, Gentry Lock is fired up to join in the excitement this season. Gentry Lock Attorneys knows it's all about preparation, precise teamwork, and a competitive spirit for the hard-fought wins. We've got that down. With our fierce drive to succeed, uncommon thinking, and extensive resources, Gentry Lock helps businesses thrive. We are downtown at 801 Main Street, and we serve the Commonwealth and beyond with offices in Roanoke, Richmond, and Norfolk. All the ways Gentry Lock can help clients succeed is waiting for you at gentrylock.com.
At Carillion Clinic, the success of their employees is based on a culture that welcomes them and nurtures their growth. As the largest nonprofit employer west of Richmond, Carillion's team members are always learning and forever curious. Carillion is more than a healthcare system. It's a team of unique individuals doing what matters most, caring for the community. Visit CarillionClinic.org/careers and search their opportunities. Come join 13,000 employees who are Carillion proud.
Game day isn't the only adventure. Find yours in Bedford, Virginia, just down the road, but a world away. Explore seasonal events, cruise the Blue Ridge Parkway, or hike the peaks of Otter. Enjoy outdoor fun at Smith Mountain Lake or play world-class disc golf. Home to the National D-Day Memorial and packed with small town charm, Bedford has it all. Plan your visit and see the event calendar at DestinationBedfordVA.com. That's DestinationBedfordVA.com.
You're listening to Liberty Lady Flames basketball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. We're walking you up to game time with the Bojangles Tip-Off Show. Pre-game coverage continues now with the thoughts of Lady Flames head coach Alexis Sherrard, presented by Rogers Heating and Cooling.
Coach, coming off of the victories at Navy, well, a 3-game winning streak total, Virginia-wise before that, but 2 solid wins in the Navy Classic, and now you've had basically a week off to get ready for a very good George Mason team. Is there anything about momentum as far as winning games when you got a week off in between before you play again?
Well, yeah. I mean, you want to build on every win. You want to continue to learn how to win. So, yeah, we did have a week, but we had a good week of practice after a win. So we were able to build on some things. And as I told the team, sometimes wins can camouflage your blemishes. So we, even though after the win, we were able to go back in the film, review, and look at our weaknesses, look at areas that we struggled in, and look to rectify those areas, and looking for a good showing on this afternoon.
I guess the one thing from those 2 games was big leads, but get kind of whittled down because of some turnovers. And this is a George Mason team that turns teams over as well.
Yes, I mean, part of our problem, we're just so young. We're still developing leadership. Most of our players are, sophomores, juniors. We don't have any seniors. But George Mason, they could be a turnover fest. Who knows? Hopefully not. Hopefully it's just a good 40-minute game. But we're looking forward to the challenge.
Is sometimes that just, I hate to say panic with a younger player. One turnover, two turnovers. Now all of a sudden it's more psychological than it is physical.
Yeah, absolutely. It can definitely become a mental thing, but this week that we really did a good job focusing on that one area. So I'm anticipating us to be a lot better just with regards to handling pressure, taking care of the basketball, and not turning it over.
When you were able to get into your half-court sets in both of those games, certainly early in both of those games, it was fluid. It looks like even with a young squad, there's some pretty good offensive chemistry. Yeah,
so we spend a lot of time in our man offense, and it'll be pretty consistent here this afternoon. George Mason's at around 27% transition, so I don't know if we want to get into kind of a rat race with them. I think we'll be a lot better in the half-court execution, as you mentioned. They're pretty good at transition, so we're going to try to slow them down, limit them to one shot per possession, and then take our time, and we want to try to manufacture shots at the right spot, the right person, at the right time.
How about your point guard coming off of the illness? She'd missed some games. Looked like she didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, no, Claudia, she's doing well. She's recovered. I think she's 99.9% recovered. So we anticipate her to continue to play well. The combo between her and Jacayla Thompson, I think they're a good 1-2 punch. They complement each other. They're different point guards, which is good for us. So we have different looks in the backcourt at the point guard position. So I'm expecting both of them to play well, and I want both of them to rebound a little bit better on the defensive end because transition, they probably won't get offensive boards, but defensively, I'm really pushing them to rebound better on the defensive side.
Speaking of rebounding, 10th in the country in rebound margin. I know that's exactly where you want to be. And the normal culprits as far as Efi averaging over 10, Emmy's holding her own on the glass, but then your MVP from Navy, who's scoring a ton of points for you, Avery Mills, is also getting about 6 rebounds a game for you too.
Yeah, so it starts in practice, Jamie. We do positional rebounding goals in practice, and we talk about it every single day. So I think the ladies have developed a sense of pride just with regards to the rebound. We have game goals, and the goals are by position. So, the point guards have to get a certain amount of rebounds. The 2s and 3s have to get a certain amount of rebounds. So, at the end of the game, they're kind of counting rebounds, trying to steal rebounds in the fourth quarter. They're trying to make their positional goals. So it's a culture that we've developed. And obviously, Coach Dreen set the foundation for that rebounding, and we've just carried it over, and the ladies doing a great job embracing that.
What are some matchups that we should keep an eye on as far as George Mason's concerned?
Well, Walton, she's a tremendous player. She can score in bunches. She's had 40-point games this year. Their 2-guard, Harris, she's like Vinnie Johnson, microwave. she can score in bunches.
Microwave.
The audience probably won't even remember who that is.
They're Googling right now.
Yeah.
We can hear the clicking.
Like I said, 27% transition. They do a great job pushing the ball. They have pretty good depth in the front court. They have a freshman coming off the bench. I think she's like 6'5", Blair. She's a big body. And they have shooters on the perimeter and several athletes. So that's a recipe for a good team. And Vanessa does a great job just pushing the players, maximizing their talent. So we'll have a good challenge before us.
Last thing for you, how about the Ortho Virginia injury report?
Everyone's healthy and ready to go.
Sounds good. Wish you the best today.
All right. Thanks, Jamie.
As head coach Alexis Sherrard, we'll be back with a relevant law tip right after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Rogers Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing. Your certified Generac backup generator experts. Online at callrogers.com.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors. Locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and
238-3710 or frankgoodbuilders.com.
The light from a star can take millions of years to reach Earth. So when you look at a star, you're looking back in time. But I see the future. I see exploration. But I see the future. I see exploration and courage. I see my country finding new horizons out there, and I see giant leaps making a comeback. I see myself. The future is where I'll make history.
This message is brought to you by the United States Space Force. More information is available at spaceforce.mil.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
This broadcast of Liberty University Athletics is authorized under rights granted by Liberty University to Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment and is intended solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. The accounts, descriptions, and broadcasts may not be transmitted in any form without the express written consent of Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment and Liberty University Athletics. The announcers are selected by the Liberty Flames Sports Network and approved by Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment. It's time for Liberty Lady Flames basketball.
Mills for three. Boom! Avery Mills from downtown. Athene hesitates, penetrates, puts it off the bank and in.
Your defending Conference USA champions.
Daughter gets the rebound, dribbles it up court. Time expires. The Lady Flames win. They knock off Middle Tennessee to claim their first Conference USA title.
This year, the Lady Flames usher in a new era with first-year head coach Alexis Sherrard, a new leader with the same winning mindset.
We will compete with passion, we will play with discipline, and we will carry ourselves in a way that honors the university's mission and values.
Get ready for all the thrilling moments and jaw-dropping plays.
Over to Daughter for three. Got it. Natabo, and she has her shot blocked off of her and out of bounds by Stout. Rebound, Daughter, and the putback goes in. Nice backdoor pass on the bounce to Stout. Beautiful offense by the Lady Flames.
This is Liberty Lady Flames basketball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. It's game time. Live play-by-play coverage of Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network is brought to you by Larry's Tire and Auto Repair, providing preventable maintenance, repair, and service at multiple locations and at larrystireservice.com. By the Liberty Bookstore, the official online store of Liberty Athletics. Lynchburg Nissan. By Peary Family Dentistry. Rogers Heating and Cooling, servicing Greater Lynchburg's HVAC and electrical needs. Segra, offering customized business technology solutions. Learn more at segra.com. By the United States Space Force. And by Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. Now let's go courtside for the call of the game.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back in. It's hard to not say the Patriot Center. It was the Patriot Center for so long. Eagle Bank Arena, formerly the Patriot Center. There's a lot of history in this building, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as the game goes along. And a lot of that history, if you're into music, there have been some big-time concerts in this venue. But today we're going to have some basketball. George Mason against Liberty's Lady Flames. George Mason 6-4 on the year. Liberty is 5-2. The head coach of the Patriots, Vanessa Blair Lewis, in her 5th season here, 26th season overall, 398 wins, 354 losses. They'll start Zahira Walton. She is number 2, a 5'11 forward from Seattle, Washington, first team preseason All-A-10, as well as on the all-defensive team. She's averaging 21.1 points a game, 6.5 rebounds as well. Kennedy Harris wears number 3. She is a 5'7 junior guard from Hampton, Virginia. She's also first team preseason All-A-10. Leads them with 18 threes on the year. shooting 31% from behind the arc, averaging 12.7 points a game. MJ Johnson is number 14. She is a 6'3" forward, a graduate student from Chicago, Illinois, by way of Texas A&M and Ball State. One of 5 transfers on the squad, putting up almost 9 points a game. Lewis Volker is number 15, 6'1" junior forward from Purcellville, Virginia. She transferred in from Missouri State. A new Conference USA member. 6.5 points, 5.2 rebounds for Volker. And then Awa Komara, who has just returned to the team after having an injury that put her out until just their last game against Fordham. She is a 6-foot-tall graduate student from France, one of 2 internationals on George Mason. She is second team preseason all A10 and all defensive team. She had 9 points and 8 rebounds in that one game against Fordham. For the Lady Flames, familiar starting lineup, Avery Mills and Claudia Athene will be in the backcourt. Athene, the point guard, 5'8" junior from Girona, Spain, wears number 4. Had 10 assists in the game against Duquesne in her return from that illness that kept her out for 3 matchups. She's also got the best three-point percentage on the team, and at 57%, 13 of 23, and is averaging over 6 assists a game. Avery Mills, number 1, 5'9" sophomore from Lynchburg, Virginia, LCA. She had a career-high 24 against Manhattan and was the MVP of the Navy Classic. She is averaging almost 16 points a game. It's at 22 three-pointers on the season. Ife Nwabi is number 6. She is a 6'2" redshirt freshman from Canada. 7 points, over 10 rebounds a game. Elizabeth Ayestadter is at the 4 as we have the opening tip in the air. And the Flames not only win the tip, but they get offense directly out of it. A quick pass up court and an easy 2 to give Liberty the lead. We'll finish off the starting lineup here in a second as George Mason has already answered with a 2 of their own. Almost before I had a chance to look up from my roster, both teams have scored a basket. Flames on offense. Going to our right. A member of the starting 5 that I didn't mention is Emmy Stout. She was on the all-tournament team at Navy. Athene bounces it up top to Stout. Now back to Athene. Underneath to Nwabi, and Nwabi's able to score as the shot clock was about to expire. (4-2) Liberty. We're not even a minute in. Flames on defense. On the far side, a three-pointer is banked in by MJ Johnson. Only her second three-pointer of the year. Was 1 of 16 coming in, 6%. Gets their second off the glass. That gives Mason their first lead. They're up by 1. Flames on offense, going to the goal towards our right. We're on the same side of the court as the team's benches on the press table, scores table, if you will. Press table's kind of across the way where TV's at. Flames Athene is going to drive along the baseline. She gets a step on her defender, floats it in. Teardrop from Claudia Athene. Liberty back up in what has been an offensive-minded opening minute 50. George Mason going to go on the interior. They dump it inside to Komara. Komara's skip pass is almost stolen away by Ayestadter. She tips it out of bounds. On the far side of the court, George Mason will have 10 seconds to shoot. .756 on the game clock. Liberty up 6-5 in the first quarter. Inbound pass is handed back to Harris. Harris pulls from 3 and hits. George Mason up 2. Athene on offense, comes around a screen to the top of the arc. Now tries to penetrate, bounces it underneath to Stout. Stout, nice catch, but couldn't finish. And George Mason gets the rebound. And he made the connection in tight space. Now George Mason back the other end, and another three-pointer by Johnson. And that's one where you just have to throw the scout out the door, because I'm sure it said you don't mind her shooting. Avery Mills going to try to answer, but her three-pointer's off the mark. The Flames fight for the rebound. It's tipped outside to Athene, and Athene will reset. To Stout, inside to Ife Nwabi, and Nwabi is able to seal off her defender and score. Mentioned MJ Johnson, 1 of 16 coming in, and she's hit 2 3-pointers to begin this basketball game. And now she gets an offensive rebound on the interior and scores. George Mason has not missed a shot. Well, I'm sorry, the offensive rebound. They did miss the shot leading up to that. Flames go inside to Stout. Stout has position on the low block, and she banks it in on the right side. Quick pace, and both teams shooting lights out. George Mason 5 of 6, the Flames 5 of 7. As the ball is knocked out of play on the far side of the court, it'll stay with the Patriots with 20 seconds to shoot. Inbound pass goes into the corner to Walton. Walton with Ayestad on her, and Liz does a great job of forcing her to pass the ball around the perimeter, and then a three from Harris is good. 16-10. George Mason with the lead. Ayestad takes a long two. Her shot pops out. Rebound to the Patriots. They get it across half court into the offense on the near wing. Volker has her pass deflected, but gets it back to Harris. Harris's three-pointer is short, and the Flames get the rebound. That is the first three-pointer missed in the game for George Mason. They started 4 of 4 from 3. Liberty on offense as Ayestad comes up top to Mills. Mills will dump a pass inside to a wide open Emmy Stout, who turns to the hoop and scores. Liberty on defense now as George Mason gives it up top to Johnson. Johnson shoots a three and hits again. Are you kidding me? I'm going to double check to make sure I didn't write in the wrong stats. 1 of 16 is what I had for her coming in from 3, and she's hit 3 of them without a miss here in the first half today. Nwabi on the low block, missed her first shot, goes back up and draws a foul. So Ife will shoot 2 free throws after this timeout. 4:41 left in the first quarter, and a red-hot start, really, for both teams. Flames are 6 of 10. You'll take that any day of the week, but they're trailing by 7 points because George Mason is 7 of 9, including 5 of 6 from 3. We'll be back with Liberty free throws after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
Are your feet preventing you from living life? Hi, I'm Jonathan Cotton, and you may have heard my Good Feet story, how I love my arch support so much that I bought the store. Since then, thousands of customers have found relief from foot, knee, and back pain. I love to hear their stories of walking, running, and just enjoying their new life pain-free. Don't let foot, knee, or back pain keep you from living the life you love. Come into the Good Feet store for your free fitting and test walk. Visit goodfeet.com for the location nearest you. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
11 West is a proud sponsor of the Liberty Flames. 11 West specializes in apparel screen printing, embroidery, sew-on, and flat printing. From the design phase with their graphics arts team to the finished product, 11 West collaborates with each client to craft custom apparel and promotional products. For more information, visit 11west.com, call 540-639-9319, or stop by their location at 6598 New River Road in Radford. 11 West, outfitting America and logo wear.
Now back to Lady Flames basketball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
I went back to double check just to make sure I wasn't crazy. But MJ Johnson was 1 of 16 coming in to today on the year shooting the three. And today she is 3 of 3, 4 of 4 overall, has 11 points. Kennedy Harris is also shooting the ball well, 3 of 4 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. She's got 8 points, but that's a little bit more expected. She led them in three-point shooting as far as makes coming in. It was 18 of 59 leading into this game. Liberty's not doing bad themselves offensively. They're 6 of 10 from the field, but they trail 19-12 because of that start for George Mason. They hit their first 4 three-pointers, and they're currently 5 of 6 as a team. Rebounding's tied at 3 apiece, but there just haven't been very many rebounds to be had because all the shots are falling in. 78% on one side, 60% on the other. George Mason was the A-10 champs last year, went 57-16. Lost to number 22 Florida State in the NCAA tournament. They were picked second this year, only behind Richmond, a team that the Flames will play back in Liberty Arena coming up on Saturday. Nawabi misses the first free throw, missed the second free throw as well. So the Flames come up 0-4 on that trip. And Walton with the basketball for George Mason. Goes down on the low block to Kamara. She turns one way, then back the other, fades on the baseline. It rolls off the rim, and the Flames get the board. Flames have brought in Jakayla Thompson to run the point. Athene gets a rest as it goes to Thompson, who goes to the basket but can't finish it off. Nice move, but comes up empty. The score stays at 19-12, George Mason. Walton hands off to Harris in the near side corner, dribbling right in front of us, next to the Liberty bench. A lob pass up to Johnson. Johnson goes cross court to Kamara. Fader is off the mark, and the rebounds in the hands of Avery Mills. Liberty with the ball. Down by 7. Flames have led by as many as 2. Mills from 3. High in the air off the back rim, and it falls just in front of the basket to George Mason. Lewis Volker gives off on the far wing. Johnson goes back door, a nice cut from Walton, and Walton scores. First points of the game for Walton. She's averaging 21. Flames are down 21-12. Thompson to Mills. Mills is open for 3, is fouled, and the shot pops out, but 3 free throws ahead for Avery Mills.
Good job, Rick.
3:02 left to go in the first quarter. Liddy Mwamba will check into the game for the Flames. Nawabi comes out. Eyestaughter is still in, along with Thompson, Mills, who's shooting the free throws, and we also see Lynn Peters on the court for the Lady Flames. A little bit of a delay. Something that Liddy Mwamba had that she had to hand to the referee. I'm not sure what that was. I couldn't really see from this vantage point, but he put it in his pocket, so I'm not sure what that was. First free throw is good by Mills. She misses the second, though. Avery, an 87% free throw shooter, hits the third. The 9-point lead is the largest of the game, or was the largest of the game for either team. Now Mason leads by the football score of 21-14. Although no football team for the Patriots. Walton at the top of the arc. sets up the offense, pulls from the elbow, missed it. Stoddard with the rebound for Liberty. She'll dribble it across half court herself. Runs the break all the way down. Length of the court, but missed the shot. Peters got the rebound, but is tied up. Some positive things in this game. The Flames have actually had a couple of transition opportunities. They've gotten to the rim, but just haven't been able to finish. It was a bunch of jewelry that the referee just handed to Amber Lee, one of the Flames assistant coaches, that Liddy must have had in, I'm assuming earrings. With the basketball is Lewis Volker. Volker turns and scores from 15. 23-14, back to a 9-point lead for George Mason. Thompson to Athene, cross court to Stoddard for three, in and out. Rebound to the Patriots. Mary Omotang is recently in the game. She brings it up court and draws a foul. Thompson tried to step in and draw the charge. Doesn't get there in time. The thing that we were the most concerned about coming into this game was turnovers, and the Flames only have one. George Mason has 0. That hasn't been an issue at all. Patriots are shooting 64% from the field, and they've hit 5 3-pointers. That's been the problem for Liberty. Omotang outside now to Brown, and Jada Brown rises up and hits a 3-pointer. The hot shooting continues for the Patriots. Their lead is now 12. Liberty's Athene to Mills. She's open near corner and knocks it down. Much needed 3-pointer, the first of the game for Liberty. Brought to you by Haley's Appliance and Outdoor. 26-17, and a nice play on the inside for George Mason. They don't give you a lot of time to get back on defense. They're working the offensive end even after made hoops. They score, and it's back to an 11-point game. 28-17. Mills at the top of the arc. Goes inside to Stout. Stout works her way on the low block. Shot falls. Foul called. Emmy Stout will step to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Liberty has the lead in points in the paint. 12-6. It's the points from the 3-point arc that's been an issue. Flames are a -15 outside the arc. Stout's one and only free throw is good. For every free throw the Lady Flames make this season, Food Lion will donate 100 meals to local area food banks. George Mason back on the offensive end quickly. Comes around on the near side. Omotang. Now a dump pass on the interior to Blair, and Blair scores. She had sealed off well. Sarah Blair, the 6'5" freshman, true freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Makes it a 10-point game with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Liberty with the basketball. Mwamba dribbles on the far side, now up to Stout. Near wing to Mills. Mills with 10 seconds to shoot, goes back to Liddy. Mwamba, her shot is off, and the rebound secured by George Mason. They can hold for the final shot of the quarter. Liberty will have the ball to start the next. Harris steps back on the near wing. Her shot comes up short, and the Flames get the rebound. So a defensive stop to end the quarter, but a solid offensive first quarter nonetheless for George Mason. They finish up with 30 points, shooting 67% from the field and 6 of 7 from 3. Rebounding was even at 8 apiece, but that was a non-factor. Flames didn't shoot poorly, 47% from them. That's above their season average of 42%. But George Mason, well above their season average of 40% in this game, and they normally shoot 32% from 3, and they shot 86% in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout and be back after this. Liberty trailing the Patriots 30-20 after 1 here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Score big at Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg with major brands of appliances that will make your house feel like a home and outdoor equipment to have your yard looking its best. Haley's puts customer service first. They deliver and service all of the products they sell and will take care of the process from start to finish. Log on to Haleys.com today for product availability. Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg is a proud sponsor for Liberty Flames Athletics.
Have you downloaded the Liberty Flames mobile app? If not, what are you waiting for? The Liberty Flames mobile app is your lifeline to Flames Athletics. Get the latest news on your favorite teams. Find upcoming schedules. Buy and download tickets to the next game. Listen to podcasts and hear our online Liberty Flames Sports Network audio broadcast.
Takes a long three. Got it! From 30! And the Flames lead!
It's all on the Liberty Flames mobile app. Download it for free from your mobile app store today.
Move those coffee chains, Flames fans, and go local. Central Virginia's own Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company is the premier coffee partner of Liberty Athletics. Pay them a visit at one of their cafes in the Richmond area or at the Richmond International Airport. They'll also ship their specialty grade coffee straight to your door. Visit ironcladcoffee.com, that's www.ironcladcoffee.com, to check out the coffee Flames fans are talking about.
Live play-by-play coverage of Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner continues on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Now it's time for a Carter Bank & Trust game at a glance.
Well, George Mason in the first quarter after Liberty opened up a 2-0 lead and then a 4-2 advantage. George Mason hit 4 straight three-pointers, 4 of 4 from 3 to begin the game. They currently lead by 10. They've led by as many as 12. Liberty wearing the red uniforms, white numbers, baby blue trim. George Mason in the home whites with green numbers and yellow trim. Pretty small crowd on hand here at Eagle Bank Arena. Liberty with the ball to start the second quarter. Athene goes to Nawabi and then on the far side to Mills. Mills around a screen, finds a little space, pulls up from the top of the arc and hits a long 2. Flames quickly back on defense as they've cut the lead to 8. Johnson on the drive and draws the foul, hits the shot, and will go to the line for 1. Johnson was one of the big stories in that first quarter. A 6% three-point shooter coming in, 1 of 16. And she hit 3 in a row. Matter of fact, has not missed a basket so far with that hoop. She's 5 of 5 from the field, 13 points. 3 assists to go along with those points as well. She finishes it off with the free throw. 33-22. Or correction, she missed that free throw, so the lead holds at 10. 32-20. They got a foul called against George Mason. Not a lot of fouls called in this ball game so far. No one with more than a single foul. Athene to inbound on the baseline. Gets it into Mills. Mills turns, fires from the corner, but hits off the back heel of the rim. Rebound to George Mason. They go the other way. Walton on the drive, then her finger roll misses, but she got her own rebound. Dishes it out to Johnson. Johnson's runner's off the mark, and Eistarter fights for the rebound, pulls it in. The Flames come back the other way. Athene dribbles, drives, spins, floats, and missed short. The rebound is out of bounds to Liberty. 20 seconds to shoot, 8:51 to go in the second quarter. Liberty down 32-22. Dean trying to put the ball into play, does to Mills. Mills in a similar spot to that shot a moment ago. We'll take a couple of bounces and give to Nawabi. Nawabi slips through into the paint and scores on the left side. Efi makes it an 8-point game. George Mason quickly back on offense. Kamara down low, missed the shot. The rebound tipped high in the air, and it's taken by Johnson. And then it's loose and stolen by the Flames. Ayestadter down court to Athene. Athene bounces it underneath to Stout, and Stout is able to flick it in with the left hand. Just like that, it's a 6-point game. Flames on the defensive side force a tough shot, and it's out of bounds to Liberty. So Liberty will inbound and take it the length of the court. We haven't seen any full court pressure from George Mason. Considering the trouble that Liberty had with Manhattan, I'm a little surprised. Mills at the top of the arc. Takes it inside to Stout. Stout looking for a foul, no call, and it's coming back the other way. George Mason on the far wing. Motang, her three's off the mark, and Nawabi gets the rebound for Liberty. She'll dribble it up court herself. And dishes out to Ayestadter, to Stout. Stout along 2 hits for about 19. Tough shot from Emmy Stout. It's a 4-point game. 32-28, the Flames on a 6-0 run. They've held George Mason scoreless for about 2.5 minutes. Near side corner, Johnson's going to try a 3. It comes up short, and Liberty with the defensive rebound. They'll slow the pace and bring it across half court, trying to get this back to a single possession. Athene at the top of the arc, near side to Mills. Mills into Stout. Stout draws a foul, will shoot a couple of free throws. Liberty, after trailing by as many as 12, have a chance to make this a 2-point game at the free throw line. Avery Mills is going to get a rest. We see Emma Leon check in for her. Stout hits the first free throw. Emmy on the year, a 58% free throw shooter. Tied with Avery Mills coming into today, 15.9 points a game and 8 rebounds for Emmy. Hits them both. It's a 2-point game. 32-30. 6:35 on the clock here in the second quarter. George Mason on offense. On the near side, Walton with Ayestadter on her. Takes a couple of dribbles, then behind the back with it to Johnson. Johnson's long jumper is off. The rebound is tickled away by George Mason into the corner and off of a Lady Flame. Not sure if that's the best way to describe that, but it almost kind of, you kind of sneak up behind somebody and tickle them. That's almost what happened there. The George Mason player, Volker, was able to do that and keep possession for her team. On the inbounds, a long 2-point shot from Volker is too strong. Liberty with the rebound. Chance to tie or take the lead. Thompson, who had come back in, up to Nawabi. Nawabi works her way down into the low block. Is cut off, lobs it out to Stout. Stout picks up her dribble and gives cross court to Ayestadter. Ayestadter's going to drive, and she's going to be called for an offensive foul. It is only turnover number 2 for Liberty. George Mason with 1. Flames currently on an 8-0 run. Patriots haven't scored in just about 4 minutes. Patriots on offense. The ball's loose on the floor. Scramble for it, and it's tied up. The arrow will keep it with the Patriots, but that'll get the Flames an extra possession at some point in the game because of that hustle. Liddy Mwamba comes back in. Ayestadter, Stout, Thompson and Leon. The inbound to Walton. She dribbles at the top of the arc. Now near side to Johnson. Up top to Walton again. Back over to Brown. Jada Brown goes far wing to Johnson. Johnson deeper down in the corner to Volker. And the shot clock's going to expire. Everyone lost track of it, including myself. The horn goes off, and the Flames will get their second forced turnover of the ball game. Trailing 32-30 as we approach the midway point of this second quarter. Leon for three. It's off to the right, out of bounds to George Mason. Emma had shot the ball really well from three to start the year, 5 of 11. Maybe rushed that shot a little bit. She got to love the freshman's confidence. Freshman from Barcelona, Spain. George Mason on offense now. Kennedy Harris. Lobs a pass up top to Johnson. She's going to try to drive and scores. So that ends the 8-0 Liberty run. And puts George Mason back up by 4 as we're due a media timeout. The next dead ball. Driving to the hoop is Thompson. Thompson caught a little bit underneath. Her layup attempt comes up short. Rebound to George Mason. Not a lot of second chance opportunities in this ball game for either team. Three-pointer near wing. Volker is too strong. Long rebound controlled by George Mason, but then they throw the ball away. So Liberty will get it back with 4:23 left to go in this second quarter. The Lady Flames trailing by 4, 34-30. And a timeout of the media variety. So we'll take it. Since they called it, they named it after us, we might as well take it. Go back to the studio for this break. You're listening to the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Owned and operated by a Liberty alum, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair offers complete auto service including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday at any of their 4 locations, with 2 in Lynchburg, 1 in Forest, and 1 at Able Tire in Concord. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
True Flame fans know where to shop to show their pride. Shop LibertyFlames.com. We're your one-stop shop for official Liberty Flames merchandise. Plus, all orders ship free. Go red, white, and blue and visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today. That's ShopLibertyFlames.com. ShopLibertyFlames.com is a proud sponsor of Liberty Athletics. For all your Liberty Flames apparel needs, visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today.
It's the season of giving, and Lynchburg Nissan is giving you more than ever. Get $10,000 off MSRP on select models or 0% financing for up to 60 months. Drive home a brand new car starting under $18,000 and get 130% of fair KBB value for your trade. Plus, you'll receive 1 million miles of coverage at no cost. But hurry, inventory is limited. Visit LynchburgNissan.com or stop by today. Lynchburg Nissan, home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty.
You're listening to Lady Flames basketball live on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Now, back to the game.
.423 until halftime. Lady Flames trailing George Mason 34-30. Liberty shooting 46% from the game. George Mason has fallen down to 48%. That was after hitting 12 of 18 in the first quarter, only 2 of 11 in the second, and Liberty has outscored them 10-4 during this frame, including an 8-0 run. Emmy Stout leads Liberty with 13 points. Avery Mills with 9. MJ Johnson's 15 for the Patriots leads everybody. Mention the history of this facility here at Eagle Bank Arena, formerly the Patriots Center. It was built in 1985, holds 10,000. The list of musicians that have played here is enormous. To name a few: Prince, Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, George Jones, Hank Williams Jr., Kendrick Lamar, The Killers, Oasis, Foo Fighters, Andre Rieu, which is a favorite of the Sports Information Office at Liberty University. I think mainly Joe Carmody, but the multiple trips to Andre Rieu concerts over the years by folks in the athletics communication suite. Liberty with the basketball, trailing by 4. They go inside to Peters. Peters works her way on the low block against Johnson and banks it in. Nice post move by the freshman. Flames have got it back within 2. First points of the game for Peters. Mason scoring to our left. They drive along the baseline. The jumper in the corner is no good from Harris. Liberty with the board. They can tie or take the lead on this possession after trailing by as many as 12. Nawabi outside to Mills. Mills on the far wing is going to try to drive through. Picks up her dribble. In a little bit of trouble. Bounces it back to Ayestadter. Now to Mills again. Mills with 6 seconds to shoot. Tries to clear a little bit of space. Now fires it. It's too short. And we're going to get a rebounding foul called against Liberty. And if that's against Ayestadter, that would be her second. Komara has picked up 2 fouls for George Mason. And it was actually on Nawabi, which is her second. So Efi will check out of the game with 6 points, 3 or 4 from the field, 5 boards. Mwamba comes back in. Still a 2-point lead for George Mason. Walton works the baseline, turns and draws a foul. And call is going to go against Ayestadter. So that's 2 on Liz. And nice conversation between Coach Sherrard and one of the officials getting an explanation, and I'm trying to eavesdrop a little bit because I was curious of that call as well. Liz was pretty well vertical. Mark McClenny, Carlos Peralta Ortega, and Utah Dry are the 3 officials in today's game. The free throws are good. GMU leads by 4 now. They show some full court pressure. The Flames get through it fairly easily. Mills on the near side goes against Johnson. She takes it into the paint, draws the contact, hits the shot, and will go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Avery Mills showing off some strength in the air. She took the contact, stayed basically in her shooting plane, didn't allow it to get her off balance to the left or to the right. Scores the hoop and now shoots a free throw to try to make this a 1-point game. And she does. So Elizabeth Ayestadter, that was her second foul as well. So she's out of the game also. Both Nawabi and Ayestadter with 2. Flames have gotten this down to a 1-point game. Walton on the offensive side for George Mason. She's forced to pass far wing to Brown. Brown with 10 seconds to shoot. Is double teamed for a moment. Well, lob it on the interior. A mismatch. Blair with Mills on her, but forces her into a tough shot. It comes up short. Liberty with the rebound and a chance to retake the lead. Down court to Mwamba, but she traveled. Was open in the corner. She had it to do over again. She probably just takes the shot. Try to ball fake to get the defender to fly by, and then is going to attack, but shuffled her feet in the process. Both teams with 3 turnovers. George Mason with a 1-point lead. Harris's near side jumper is short. Athene gets the board, so the Patriots have gone cold from the field since that hot start in the first quarter. Emmy Stout going to drive and kick to Mills. Mills left with a little space, rises up from 3 and drains it. Avery Mills puts the Flames back on top, 38-36. Walton attacks for George Mason, but she missed the reverse lay-in. However, an offensive rebound is pulled in, and she scores to tie the ball game up. 38 apiece. 1:20 until halftime. Thompson, nice crossover, gets a little space, kicks far side to Athene for three, short. Stout, though, with the offensive rebound. Her putback's no good and out of bounds to George Mason. Avery Mills now with 15 points to tie MJ Johnson for the game high. George Mason on their offensive side. Walton finds a little space, pulls up from 16 and missed it. Rebound to Mwamba. Flames being pressured a little bit in the backcourt. They get it across to Mwamba. 45 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Mills far side to Thompson. Thompson will drive through, finds a little space, but missed the layup. Rebound to George Mason. There's about a 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. 38-38. Harris dribbling against Mwamba. Well outside, waits for a screen. Comes around it to the near wing, will pull up from three. It's an air ball, but an offensive rebound. Then the putback is missed and a foul called against Liberty as Blair was going to have an easy second chance at her own rebound. Now she'll have to work for it at the free throw line where she's only 1 of 5 on the year. Freshman out of Fort Lauderdale. George Mason is only 3 of 18 in the second quarter after shooting 67% in the first quarter. Got a tie ball game with 4.2 to go until the half. The first free throw on the way is good. We will have a chance. We'll have to work quickly. Second free throw. Banks off the mark. Nawabi gets the rebound. Gets it up court to Eyestader, and her three at the buzzer is not going to count. So after the Flames trailed by as many as 12 in the first half, they retook a lead at 38-36. The last 3 points of the half go to George Mason, and they're up by 1 as the teams head to the break. A lot to tell you about from this first half of the game. So many different storylines, mainly just the difference in the quarters and how well George Mason played offensively in the first, scoring 30 points. The Flames had a respectable first quarter off on the offensive side of things. They scored 20. That put you on pace for an 80-point game. But George Mason was on pace for a 120-point game, leading by 10 after 1, by as many as 12. The Flames dug in more defensively. Some of those shots that were falling for the Patriots didn't fall in the second, and Liberty outscored them 18-9 in that frame, making it a 39-38 George Mason lead as we head to halftime. The halftime show brought to you by Segra. Back in the studio, Nick Pierce will take a look at our Frank Good Builders out-of-town scoreboard and what's going on around the campus at Liberty University. Again, from here in Northern Virginia, Fairfax, the Flames trailing by 1 as we head to the break here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Flames Nation, this is Liberty men's basketball coach Richie McKay. The McKay family are proud Flames Club members and invite you to join in training Champions for Christ on and off the court. Whether you're at the game or cheering from home, your support is valuable and directly impacts our student athletes. Membership starts at just $75 and comes with great benefits like access to premium seating, hospitality, and parking privileges. Join today. Visit libertyflamesclub.org.
Peary and Woolwine Family Dentistry say go Flames and good luck this season. Peary and Woolwine Family Dentistry provides dental health services including dental implants, cosmetic dentistry, extractions, and more. Their office treats patients of all ages and accepts major dental insurances. Peary and Woolwine Family Dentistry is located at 2229 Mural Road next to EC Glass High School in Lynchburg. You can reach the office by phone at 434-847-5331 and online at PearyFamilyDentistry.com.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 35 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding Medicare, retirement planning, life insurance, the healthcare marketplace, and group insurance benefits. Call Thompson Brooks Insurance at 434-385-8500. That's 434-385-8500, or visit them online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
The Liberty Flames thank Segra for their support. Segra collaborates with companies to offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud solutions tailored to meet their diverse needs. Segra offers these solutions across a fiber network that spans 28 states in the U.S. and is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. They can be reached at Segra.com or 833-GO-SEGRA. Segra, a proud partner of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
First half is history. Now it's time for the Lady Flames halftime report, powered by Segra. Segra offers customized business solutions. Learn more at Segra.com.
Welcome back inside the studio here in Lynchburg. Nick Pierce back here with you as we take a look at the halftime report. At the half in Fairfax, Virginia, it's George Mason with a 39-38 lead over the Liberty Lady Flames. Jamie Hall will have the second half of action coming up here for you in just a bit. On the way, we'll have a look at Liberty Flames athletics, including what's going on with the men's team. Liberty men got a big win at home yesterday over Coppin State, and we'll get an update on that and hear from head coach Richie McKay here in just a little bit. But right now, let's check the out-of-town scoreboard. It's built by Frank Good Builders as we take a look at what else is happening around women's college hoops this afternoon. Conference USA, time winding down in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Middle Tennessee's got a 52-40 lead over Memphis. 5:55 remaining in that ball game. That'd be a nice win for the Blue Raiders. Elsewhere, Missouri State giving Kansas all it can handle. 44 seconds left in the first half there. 29-29 is the score. Missouri State and Kansas all knotted up. And a final from earlier today, Miami of Ohio dropped Western Kentucky 80-53, the final in that ball game. WKU falls to 3-6 on the year. And if you missed it earlier, college football playoff bracket is set just like we drew it up back in August. Indiana, the number one overall seed, 13-0 Hoosiers by virtue of winning the Big Ten title game yesterday over Ohio State. They get the 1. The Buckeyes get the number 2 seed, followed by Georgia at 3, the SEC champs, and then the Big 12 champs, Texas Tech at 4. They all get the first-round byes. Also making appearances in the CFP, the 12 seed, James Madison, just up the road in Harrisonburg, champions of the Sun Belt Conference, and getting the number 11 seed, the Tulane Green Wave. They will face Ole Miss. JMU goes to Oregon. Others in Alabama, Oklahoma, Miami, Texas A&M. Not making the cut, Notre Dame. Notre Dame and Miami, there was much conversation over those two heading into the CFP. The committee leaves Notre Dame out. Also, Vanderbilt and Texas failed to make the cut. So that is your CFP and all the bowl announcements coming up here this afternoon as well. Let's look at what's happening on the out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders. And again, at the half in Fairfax, Lady Flames trail the Patriots of George Mason 39-38. When we come back here to the studio, we'll get you caught up on Liberty Flames athletics. We'll hear from Liberty men's head coach Richie McKay. All that and more coming up after this break. You're listening to the Halftime Report powered by Segra on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
At Carilion Clinic, the success of their employees is based on a culture that welcomes them and nurtures their growth. As the largest nonprofit employer west of Richmond, Carillion's team members are always learning and forever curious. Carilion is more than a healthcare system. It's a team of unique individuals doing what matters most, caring for the community. Visit CarillionClinic.org/careers and search their opportunities. Come join 13,000 employees who are Carilion proud.
At Carter Bank, we believe life is best lived full of opportunities and dreams, of goals achieved and promises kept. We've been creating opportunities for more people and businesses to prosper since 1974. That means great local lending, convenient access to your money, accounts and guidance that make it easier to get more done. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Visit carterbank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Flames Nation, this is Liberty men's basketball coach Richie McKay. The McKay family are proud Flames Club members and invite you to join in training Champions for Christ on and off the court. Whether you're at the game or cheering from home, your support is valuable and directly impacts our student athletes. Membership starts at just $75 and comes with great benefits like access to premium seating, hospitality, and parking privileges. Join today. Visit libertyflamesclub.org.
You're listening to Lady Flames Basketball live. Now back to the halftime report, powered by Segra on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Nick Pierce back here with you in the studios here in Lynchburg at the half. It is George Mason leading Liberty 39-38. Jamie Hall will have the second half of Women's Hoops coming up here for you in just a little bit. Welcome back into the halftime report, powered by Segra. All right, let's take a look at what's happening in Flames athletics. Liberty's men got a lopsided win yesterday over Coppin State, 92-50 the final in Lynchburg. Best defensive performance of the year for the Flames held the Eagles to just 28% shooting. Brett Decker Jr. carried the offense with his fifth 20-point game of the season. 5 games at home, all wins for the Flames this year. They're averaging 93.2 points per game. They did it without point guard Colin Porter, who sat with an injury. Head coach Richie McKay also saying post-game that forward Isaiah Enan suffered a recent setback as he looks to return from an injury from last year. After the game, McKay said this of Enan and Colin Porter.
Yeah, we don't know yet. He'll see a doctor here in the next 24 hours and evaluate him. About Colin's day-to-day, I think he could have played today if we needed him to. I just feel like, again, we got to keep growing our group and making sure that the guys that we get a chance to put out there are free-minded. And I don't think you can be free-minded if you're in pain. So caution, I think, is the better approach in this case.
Yeah, so Porter called precautionary. Enan, they'll have to wait and see. Enan missed most of last year with a knee injury. Porter's been battling a hamstring of late. Liberty now 6-2, travels to 6-3 NC State on Wednesday night. The Wolfpack beat UNC Asheville by 12 on Saturday. And a quick update from women's track and field indoor action. Liberty's Allie Zeeling gets her sophomore season off to a rockin' start at Boston University. Clocks an 8:44.71 in the women's 3K on Saturday. Shatters her own program record, and that ranks 10th all-time in NCAA history. She is in great position now to potentially get a berth in the NCAA Indoor National Meet coming up later next year. So that's an update on Liberty Flames athletics. Again at the half, 39-38, George Mason over Liberty. When we come back, we'll have Jamie Hall with a look at your first half stats and the second half of action after this on the Halftime Report, powered by Segra.
It's bow time. Carolina legends aren't born. They're handmade, only in Bo's Real Southern Kitchen. It all starts with fresh, never frozen chicken marinated for 24 hours in a flavor-packed blend of bold Southern seasonings. Then we hand bread and fry it to crispy, juicy, mouth-watering perfection. That's not just any chicken, that's the Carolina legend. Order some Bojangles and taste what everyone's been craving since 1977. It's bow time.
Hi, it's Jonathan Cotton, and people often ask me, what is the Good Feet store? I respond, we are an arch support store. When you come in, our staff is going to welcome you and listen to your needs. We want to learn about you, your lifestyle, your work, and the types of shoes you enjoy wearing. Then after measuring your feet, we are going to fit you from a selection of over 300 styles and sizes of arch supports. Come into the Good Feet store for your free fitting and test walk. Visit goodfeet.com for the location nearest you. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Good Feet store.
Thousands of our teammates make and deliver 300 of the world's best brands and flavors, locally. From the heartland to the coast, in big cities and small towns. Our products are moving, and our trucks are rolling. We share a passion and a purpose, and we love to refresh and serve our communities. We are Coca-Cola Consolidated, your local bottler.
It's almost time for the second half. Now back to the arena for a check of the stats from the first half, presented by Larry's Tire and Auto Repair.
Welcome back into Fairfax. Lady Flames trailing George Mason at halftime, 39-38. Jamie Hall here with you. Thank Nick back in the studio for all the updates, I should say, that he gave us, including the college football playoff. I know a lot of people were kind of sitting on the edge of their seats this morning as to how that was going to turn out. Some interesting scores from around the country in college basketball, too. We've had our fair share of upsets this season, and the Flames are trying to pull a little bit of one today. I don't know how big of an upset this would be, a 5-2 team taking on a 6-4 team. But George Mason, they don't lose a lot of ball games in this building. They've won 13 in a row. They won the A-10 last year, finished 27-6. This year picked second only behind Richmond, and that's a team the Flames will play on Saturday back in Liberty Arena. So the schedule doesn't get any easier for the Lady Flames. Then they go to Hawaii. I know, suffering for the Lord, I understand. But in Hawaii, they'll take on Hawaii and Oregon State. So no slouches there either. This would be a nice victory for Liberty, and they've gotten this within one after trailing by as many as 12. George Mason just shot red hot to begin this ball game. They were 12 of 18 in the first quarter, hit their first 4 3-pointers, including 3 of 3 during that stretch by M.J. Johnson, who was only 1 of 16 coming into the day. She leads the Patriots with 15 points. Avery Mills has 15 for Liberty. She's on pace for a career high. She scored 24 in the game against Manhattan in the Navy Classic. That was her career high, or currently is her career high. Emmy Stout also has 13 points for the Lady Flames. Ify Nwabi with 6. She and Elizabeth Eistarter both picked up 2 personal fouls in the first half. Johnson and Kamara have 2 fouls for George Mason. Second leading scorer for the Patriots was Kennedy Harris. She's got 8. While Zahira Walton, who is leading them with 21 points per game, was held to just 6 in the first half on 2 of 7 shooting. Flames finished up at 46% from the field, and after holding George Mason to 17% in the second quarter, they pulled the Patriots' overall numbers down to 42% for the game. They were 6 of 11 from 3. The Flames were 2 of 9. Liberty 6 of 9 at the free throw line. George Mason 3 of 5. Liberty and George Mason dead even, 21 rebounds apiece. The Flames finished with only 3 turnovers in the first half, and George Mason also with just 3. It is Liberty basketball. As we start the second half, Lady Flames are going from right to left. Claudia Athene will drive, floats it to the rim, and banks it home. Nice job of releasing that and avoiding contact, so there was no charge on the play, and Liberty regains a 1-point lead. Johnson's going to try to answer. And in the far side corner, she does just that. MJ Johnson, really a three-point shooting coming out party for her in this ball game. She's got 18 points and has now hit 4 3-pointers. She only had 1 of 16 coming in. Liberty goes inside to Nawabi, now around to Ayastadter on the near wing with 12 seconds to shoot. She tries to dump it for Stout, and Stout was defended well. It's taken away by George Mason. Volker eventually on the inside to Kamara. Kamara fades and draws a foul. George Mason leading by 2 and a chance to add to that at the free throw line. Ify Nawabi is the player that picked up the foul, so it's 3 on her. Kamara makes the first free throw. She had missed the entire season until playing the last game against Fordham. Had 9 points and 8 rebounds then. Hits 2 free throws here. And after the Flames led 40-39, 5 straight points for George Mason. Mills on the near side, comes up top to Ayastadter. Far wing to Athene. Deeper in the corner to Mills, and we're going to have a foul called against George Mason. And Kamara will pick up her 3rd. So we see both teams with players that they need on the floor pick up their 3rd foul. Flames are going to play through it with Ify Nawabi. She is playing with the 3 fouls. Inbound pass comes to her, now up to Athene. Into Stout. Stout goes to the left side, draws the foul, hits the shot, and will step to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Avery Mills showing off the footwork in a crowd in the middle of the green paint. "15 points now for Stout, matching her high school teammate Avery Mills for team high, and now she surpasses it by making the free throw. 44-43, George Mason leads. A minute and a half into the 3rd quarter. Harris comes near wing to Volker. Volker lobs it in the middle, and it's stolen away. The pass intended for Johnson was picked off by Athene. Flames go up court to Nawabi. Nawabi, a couple of dribbles and finds Mills. Mills squires up and fires from 3. Boom! Avery Mills from 3rd Street. Liberty up by 2. This matches the largest lead of the game for the Lady Flames, and an almost steal by Mills as she bats the ball out of bounds on the up-court feed. Liberty led by 2 on a couple of occasions early on, and trailed by 12 in the first half. Walton dribbling against Ayastadter. Over to Johnson. Her 3-pointer is blocked and out of bounds. It'll stay with George Mason. I don't think the Flames realized that it had been blocked, and so they let it go out of play. So 9 seconds to shoot for the Patriots. They inbound on the baseline. Inbound pass comes to Johnson. Deeper in the corner to Harris for 3. It's off the mark, too strong. Rebound Liberty. Nawabi, who continues to be the Flames' dominant rebounder. She's got a team-high 7 today. Flames, Ayastadter bounces it into Nawabi, but the pass deflects away. George Mason with a run the other end. Harris on the near wing. Over to Volker. Volker steps into a 3 and misses it badly. Planks it off the backboard. Liberty with the rebound. Flames up by 2. Athene drives, kicks to Ayastadter. Nothing there. She'll take a couple of dribbles into the paint and then has it tied up. The arrow will give it over to George Mason. Flames are on a 6-0 run, but they have mixed a couple of turnovers in here. 4 minutes into the third quarter. George Mason in the home white unis with green numbers. The Flames in the reds with white numbers. Johnson hands off to Harris. Deeper in the corner to Johnson. She'll take another three. Back rim. Liberty with the board. And Johnson with it, for her, a rare miss in this ball game. 7 of 13 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3. Flames on offense. Athene around a screen. Lost it, but regains it right in front of her head coach. Back over to Stout, to Nawabi. Nawabi drives and has her shot blocked. Got it back, goes back up with the left hand. Missed the shot, and Mason gets the rebound. Flames with a couple of good opportunities, but they couldn't capitalize. The lead holds at 2 for Liberty. Harris in front of her coach. Dribbles with the right hand. Setting a screen is Blair. Now Harris dives towards the corner, fades, and draws a foul. Athene will pick up the personal and 2 free throws ahead for Harris. And so tie the ball game up. Liberty will make some substitutions. Stout and Athene will check out. Peters and Thompson comes in. Harris' first free throw pops out. Harris an 81% free throw shooter on the year. Arena goes silent as the second free throw is good. That ends the 6-0 Liberty run. Speaking of silent, how cool is the Taylor tradition of Silent Night? Talk more about that in a minute. Flames with the basketball. Mills dribbles on the far side, tries to find a little space, is double teamed, gets it back outside to Thompson. It's deflected out of play with 12 seconds to shoot for Liberty. 5:36 left in this third quarter. Liberty currently leads 46-45. Inbound pass comes back to Peters, who hands off to Thompson. 7 seconds to shoot as Thompson goes around the screen, tries to find a little space, down to 4. Over to Mills. Mills with 2, going to have to force something up and does not get the shot off in time. She hit the shot, contested as it was, but about a second after the horn, unfortunately for the Flames. 5:24 and the clock now running here in the third quarter. George Mason with the ball, trailing by 1. Harris, 3 versus 3 as she has Thompson on her. Over to Walton. Walton drives around the defender, then steps into the paint and has her shot blocked. Eventually out of bounds by Nawabi. 11 seconds to shoot for the Patriots. Bounding on the baseline is Kennedy Harris. Lobs it all the way up top to Johnson. Now on the near side to Volker. To Walton. Walton on the wing, looks for a little space, drives baseline, and drew a foul. Lost the handle out of bounds, but the foul first is going to go against Nawabi, and that is a big call in this ball game because for Efi, that is her 4th personal foul. It does bring us to a media timeout. Flames lead is currently 1 with 4:56 on the clock here in the third quarter. Finish that thought really quickly. If you've never seen the Silent Night tradition at Taylor, Google that, go on YouTube. It's wild. The crowd stays completely silent until the 10th point is scored by the home team. When they do, they storm the court. So as soon as the home team hits 10, they storm the court. It's a small arena, small gym. Storm the court, and then for the final 2 minutes of the game, they sing Silent Night, the entire stadium in unison. It's pretty cool. Here, the Lady Flames lead by 1, but it is George Mason basketball when we return here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Game day isn't the only adventure. Find yours in Bedford, Virginia. Just down the road, but a world away. Explore seasonal events, cruise the Blue Ridge Parkway, or hike the peaks of Otter. Enjoy outdoor fun at Smith Mountain Lake or play world-class disc golf. Home to the National D-Day Memorial and packed with small-town charm. Bedford has it all. Plan your visit and see the event calendar at destinationbedfordva.com. That's destinationbedfordva.com.
Rogers Heating, Cooling, Electrical, and Plumbing. Your local HVAC experts. Online at callrogers.com.
Frank Good Builders is a proud supporter of the Liberty Flames. Frank Good Builders and its partners design and build beautiful custom homes in the Lynchburg and the surrounding areas. From designing a plan to picking out fixtures, Frank Good Builders works with you to design and build your truly custom dream home. Frank Good Builders can be reached at 434-238-3710 or frankgoodbuilders.com.
Now back to Lady Flames basketball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Well, we got an exciting game brewing here at George Mason. Liberty currently leading 46-45 with 4:56 to go in the third quarter. And the band is going strong. Actually, a really big pep band. Playing through the timeout. Just on the baseline. Of course, on the side of the court where the Flames are located. 10 seconds to shoot for George Mason as they get their offense rolling. On the near side to Walton. Walton forces up a three-pointer, comes up short, and the Flames get a rebound, but we're going to have a rebounding foul against Liberty first. Lynn Peters picks up the foul. Flames had out-rebounded George Mason by one. That'll even that up. Liberty's currently shooting 47% from the field. George Mason has fallen all the way down to 38% after a hot start. They have been cool in the second and third quarter, and now a 5-second violation, and the Flames force the turnover. That is the fifth turnover for Mason. The Flames have 7. So after the 67% shooting first quarter, 17% in each of the next two quarters for George Mason. Flames go to Mills, near side wing. Her three-pointer is short, and the rebound to George Mason. Johnson all the way down to Volker. She'll try a three and hit. Lewis Volker has put George Mason back up by 2. Thompson with the ball for Liberty. Thompson now to Iastadter, near side to Mwamba. 12 seconds to shoot. There's Liddy, gives it back to Iastadter. She's going to drive along the baseline. Missed the shot though. Mwamba though gets the offensive rebound and draws a foul. Flames will shoot a couple of free throws. Flames had been on a 4.5-minute scoring drought, or still are, pending these free throws. Problem for the Patriots, they only hit one basket during that stretch. First free throw, pops around, hits the glass, and falls in. Second free throw is also good, more cleanly the second time around. The Flames tie the ball game up at 48 apiece. For some reason, the scoreboard doesn't look like the scoreboard put both points up. Live Stats has it correct, 48-48, but the scoreboard is showing the Flames trailing by 1. So That free throw that rattled in, maybe the scoreboard operator looked away before he saw it fall through. The scoreboard is incorrect in the building. Walton with the basketball to Brown in the near side corner. Deeper down she goes to Volker. Volker skips it up top with 5 seconds to shoot. Now around on the far wing, driving to the hoop is Walton, and she scoops it in. 50-47 on the board, but that is not correct. It's 50-48. I don't think anybody has noticed the fact that the scoreboard is wrong. Stout with the basketball for Liberty. In the high post, she has to give it out to Athene, but she was in the paint too long. Shot clock violation. They've now fixed the scoreboard. 50-48, George Mason leads. After what was turnover number 9 for the Lady Flames. 2:40 to go until the end of the third. Volker with Mills and Stout on her, has her pass picked off by Thompson. It's a run the other way, and Jakayla Thompson is able to lay it in and tie the ball game up at 50 apiece. Give credit to Mills and Stout for starting that pressure, and Thompson finished it off with the pick. And now another deflected ball by Stout that's out of bounds to Liberty. Emmy Stout got her hand in the passing lane. It deflects off of a Mason player. And I think George Mason is going to challenge this to see whether or not it was indeed off of the Patriots. Oh, nope, they're not going to challenge the call. No challenge. We play on. George Mason showing some full court pressure. 50-50. 2:08 to go in the third quarter. Liberty with the basketball. Thompson looking far side for Mills. Instead passes it up top to Stout. Stout's going to take a hard dribble, gets towards the basket, and scores with the left hand. Emmy Stout on the dribble drive. Liberty up by 2. Walton with the right-handed dribble on the near wing. Goes deep in the corner to Volker. She fires from 3 and hits again. Volker had only hit 4 3-pointers coming into today, but has hit 2 here in the third quarter. Liberty trails by 1. Athene drives and then lobs it back out to Ayestad. Tries to pass inside to Stout. It's picked off. George Mason back the other end. Brown kicks to Harris. Harris goes far side to Volker. She'll turn into another 3 and hit again. The most unlikely suspects in this ball game have gone on 3-point shooting runs for George Mason. Timeout will be taken by Coach Alexa Sherrard. 6 straight points for the Patriots. They're up 56-52. We saw MJ Johnson hit 3 straight 3-pointers in the first quarter when she'd only hit 1 all season coming in. And then now Volker, who was 31% on the year, 4 of 13, has hit 3 straight in the third. And not easy shots at that. That's pushed the Patriots back up by 4. It will be Liberty ball when we return after this media timeout on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Foster has been fostering warm moments for 100 years. Headquartered in Brookneal, Virginia, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services since 1921. Stop by one of our 6 showroom locations across Central Virginia to view our wide range of products. From propane to fireplaces and grills to tank installs and tankless water heaters, Foster has it all. Download our app or visit fosterfuels.com for more info.
Move those coffee chains, Flames fans, and go local. Central Virginia's own Ironclad Coffee Roasters and Baking Company is the premier coffee partner of Liberty Athletics. Pay them a visit at one of their cafes in the Richmond area or at the Richmond International Airport. They'll also ship their specialty grade coffee straight to your door. Visit ironcladcoffee.com. That's www.ironcladcoffee.com to check out the coffee Flames fans are talking about.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community, and that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
Live play-by-play coverage of Liberty Lady Flames basketball from Van Wagner continues on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. Now it's time for a Carter Bank & Trust game at a glance.
1:03 left to go in the third quarter. Liberty is now trailing George Mason 56-52. Back-to-back three-pointers from Lewis Volker. 3 total threes in the third quarter for her. She's got 11 points in the game. MJ Johnson with 18 points. Liberty Stout and Mills each with 18. Flames will have 3 timeouts remaining. George Mason has all 4. Liberty with the ball in the backcourt, going from right to left. Kayla Thompson running the point. Comes near side to Mills. Mills up to Athene, lost it for a moment, gets it back. 14 seconds to shoot on the far side, up top to Ayestadter. Holds it high in the air with 7 seconds to shoot. Now to Stout, far side to Athene. Athene gonna have to hurry, crossover dribble, gives to Stout. Stout gets the shot to the rim and banks it in. Are you kidding me? Emmy Stout, with the shot clock expiring, just had to flick it in the air. Got it above the rim, almost on a line, and then banked it home. And now we got a blocking foul called against Liberty. Avery Mills picks up the foul. A couple of free throws for George Mason with 20.7 seconds to shoot. They could have held for the final attempt of the quarter, but they kind of went fast. It worked out for them in drawing the foul, but that was a 50-50 call. Charge foul. Flames didn't get the right end of it. First free throw is good. It's 57-54. The second free throw is good as well. Now the Flames can hold for the final shot. Athene across half court with Walton on her. Dribbling on top of the GM logo for George Mason. On the far side, Athene with 4 seconds to shoot. Works her way into the paint, spins, goes up with the left hand, in and out at the horn. Not a bad play, it just couldn't quite find the net. And time expires on the third period with George Mason leading 58-54. After a slow start to the third period, Mason did heat up towards the end. They were shooting 17% round up, 17% at one spot during the third. But we're able to push that percentage to 46% by the end of the third period and use the 6-0 run mixed in there to take a 4-point lead to the break. We're back with the fourth quarter after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Hey, Flames fans, Gentry Lock is fired up to join in the excitement this season. Gentry Lock Attorneys knows it's all about preparation, precise teamwork, and a competitive spirit for the hard-fought wins. We've got that down. With our fierce drive to succeed, uncommon thinking, and extensive resources, Gentry Lock helps businesses thrive. We are downtown at 801 Main Street, and we serve the Commonwealth and beyond with offices in Roanoke, Richmond, and Norfolk. All the ways Gentry Lock can help clients succeed is waiting for you at GentryLock.com.
Score big at Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg, with major brands of appliances that will make your house feel like a home and outdoor equipment to have your yard looking its best. Haley's puts customer service first. They deliver and service all of the products they sell and will take care of the process from start to finish. Log on to Haleys.com today for product availability. Haley's Appliance and Haley's Outdoor in Lynchburg is a proud sponsor for Liberty Flames Athletics.
Flames Nation, this is Liberty softball head coach and proud Flames Club member, Dot Richardson. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to join me in supporting Liberty Athletics' mission to train champions for Christ on and off the field. Your support directly impacts our student athletes and is a valuable part of our team. Membership starts at just $75 and comes with great benefits like access to premium seating, hospitality, and parking privileges. Join today. Visit libertyflamesclub.org.
You're listening to Lady Flames Basketball live on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Now, back to the game.
10 minutes left here at George Mason. It's been a fun ball game. Liberty's trailing 58-54 as we head to the fourth quarter. Flames were down by as many as 12 in the first quarter of the game. Use an 8-0 run to actually retake a lead in the second quarter. We're down by 1 at halftime, 39-38, and are currently down 58-54 as we head to the fourth. Emmy Stout with 20 points in the game for Liberty. Avery Mills with 18. The Flames with the basketball to start the fourth. Mills on the far wing, up top to Iastad. She'll dump it in for Stout. It's deflected out of play, and it will be last touched by Liberty. Flames with turnover number 11. George Mason with 7. Harris with the basketball. Will lob it up top to Kamara. Over to Johnson. Johnson takes a 15-foot jumper. It's too strong, and Athene runs down the rebound. Flames back on offense, down by 4. Second possession of this fourth quarter for Liberty. Athene to Iastad. The 3. Yes! Liz, nothing but the bottom of the net. And the Flames get it back within 1. Volker for the Patriots. Over to Harris on the near wing. Harris with Mills on her. Lobs to Kamara. Kamara now far side to Brown. Contested 3 is off, and the Flames get the rebound. Athene being pressured by Brown as she comes across half court. Around a screen, around 2 screens. Now to the near side, Athene will go back up top to Iastad. Iastad has it deflected back out to Athene. Still 12 seconds to shoot as Mills takes the ball on the near wing. Waits for a pick and roll with Stout. Mills will now drive, gets to the hoop and scores on the left side. Liberty retakes the lead by 1. Harris going to try to answer. Her three-pointer from the top is short. The rebound tipped to Volker, and Volker resets to Brown. Brown's left wide open for 3, but also short. And Mills and Nwabi tangle for the rebound. And a George Mason player gets in for the board as well, and Kamara ties it up. The arrow will keep it with George Mason. 8:01 left in the fourth, 20 seconds to shoot. Liberty up by 1. Inbound pass to Volker. Her three-pointer is short. The rebound, though, taken by Kamara. Back out to Volker. She'll try again and hits. Flames not able to clean up the glass on that possession, and it turns into 3 points for George Mason. They lead by 2. Nwabi, who's playing with 4 personal fouls, gives off to Mills. Mills bounces it back into Nwabi. The ball is loose and out of bounds to Liberty. 11 seconds on the shot clock. And they changed the call. And it's going to be George Mason basketball. I thought at first maybe there was going to be a review asked for, but officials talked about it, and they gave it to the Patriots. So they're up by 2 with the ball, 7:23, and the clock running here in the fourth quarter. Johnson to Volker. Volker comes near wing to Harris. Harris with Athene on her. Waits for a screen, dribbles towards the corner, takes a contested jumper and gets the friendly roll. That's a tough shot by Harris. George Mason back up by 4. Athene running the point for Liberty. Comes to the near wing and then skips it across to Eiestad, who had to save it from going out of bounds. And they're going to say that it last touched Liberty. Mills was protesting, but no challenge, and we play on with George Mason having the ball and a 4-point lead. The initial pass to Eiestad was what caused the issue. She had to save that ball from going out of bounds. Johnson turnaround jumper on the baseline, nicks the backboard and falls in. That is not what she intended when she took that shot, but she'll take it. George Mason's back up by 6. Flames go cross court to Nawabi. Nawabi hands off to Mills. Mills will fire for a long 2. It's off the mark, and George Mason gets the rebound. Up court to Harris. And Harris will slow things down. She has Mills on her. Comes up top to Johnson. Johnson will hand off to Volker. Now near side to Harris. Harris forces a 3. It's an air ball. And the rebound goes through the Flames' hands of Ife Nawabi and out of bounds. 11 seconds to shoot for George Mason. 5:50 to go in the ball game. It seems like a big possession in this game. Flames down by 6. They need a stop. Almost had it, but couldn't pull in the rebound. Inbound pass comes up top to Walton. Walton dribbles to the near wing, hands off to Harris with 4 seconds to shoot to Volker. Around to Johnson. Johnson fires a 3 and hits. Johnson, not a very good three-point shooter coming in, but today she has proven those stats wrong. A 7-0 run for George Mason, and they now lead 68-59. Flames in desperate need of some points. Mills at the top of the arc. Inside to Stout. Stout in the corner to Eiestad for 3. Yes! Elizabeth, 2 huge three-pointers in the second half, and the Flames answer and get it back to 6. Johnson on the drive, and she gets to the hoop and scores. Under 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Liberty trailing by 8 with the basketball. Mills near side to Athene. Now to Eiestad. Takes a couple of dribbles into the paint and draws the foul. Liberty will shoot a couple of free throws. It is currently 70-62. Elizabeth Eiestad will shoot 2 free throws, an 80% free throw shooter when we return after this under 5 media timeout from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.
Have you downloaded the Liberty Flames mobile app? If not, what are you waiting for? The Liberty Flames mobile app is your lifeline to Flames athletics. Get the latest news on your favorite teams. Find upcoming schedules. Buy and download tickets to the next game. Listen to podcasts and hear our online Liberty Flames Sports Network audio broadcasts.
Takes a long 3. Got it! From 30! And the Flames lead!
It's all on the Liberty Flames mobile app. Download it for free from your mobile app store today.
The light from a star can take millions of years to reach Earth. So when you look at a star, you're looking back in time. But I see the future. I see exploration and courage. I see my country finding new horizons out there. And I see giant leaps making a comeback. I see myself. The future is where I'll make history.
This message is brought to you by the United States Space Force. More information is available at spaceforce.mil.
Owned and operated by a Liberty alum, Larry's Tire and Auto Repair offers complete auto service including tires, preventive maintenance, and more. Larry's Tire carries all major brands and is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday at any of their 4 locations, with 2 in Lynchburg, 1 in Forest, and 1 at Able Tire in Concord. More information on Larry's Tire is available at larrystireservice.com.
.34 left to go in the ball game. Liberty's trailing George Mason 70-62. A couple of free throws for the Lady Flames ahead, though. Ify Nwabi with 11 rebounds. Her 6th straight game in double-digit numbers as far as rebounding is concerned. Both Emmy Stout and Avery Mills with 20 points in the game. First time Flames have had 2 players with 20 or more points since Bella Smuda had 21 and Emma Hess had 22 back in March of 24. MJ Johnson with 25 points for George Mason. 10 of 17 shooting in the ball game for Johnson overall, and 5 of 8 from 3 as Ayestadter hits the first free throw. She was 1 of 16 from 3 coming into the ball game. Liz hits both. Cuts it down to a 6-point game. This George Mason team won the A-10 last year, picked second only behind Richmond, who was a top 25 team at the beginning of this season. The A-10 is a very good women's basketball league, and this is a very good Patriots team, and they've won 13 straight games at home. As Johnson will rise up and try another three-pointer, it's off the mark. The rebound is tipped to Thompson, and the Flames will have the basketball back the other way. Jacayla Thompson all the way through on the left side, but missed the layup. We're seeing some nice drives by Jacayla in this ball game, but just hasn't been able to finish it off on the layups. She's got 2 points. Flames back on defense. Down by 6, a big possession for George Mason, almost a steal from Thompson. Walton gets it back though. Goes to the far side corner. A contested jumper is off the front of the rim. The Flames get the rebound and throw the ball away. Ambitious up-court pass is stolen back by George Mason. They'll go to Johnson at the top of the arc. Tries to work her way down low. Got away with a traveling violation, but it's stolen by Thompson anyway. She goes down court and lays it in. Flicks it over her head with the left hand. Flames are trying to call a timeout. It wasn't acknowledged, so play continues. Liberty's gotten it down to a 4-point game with 3:10 left in the ball game. Harris to Walton on the near side. She has Ayestadter on her. Walton picks up her dribble, goes back to Harris. A long 2 is short. The rebound is tipped in the air and then eventually stolen away by the Flames. George Mason got the rebound. Kamara then tried to pass it up court and stolen by Liberty. Flames go on the attack. Ayestadter rips down into the paint, flicks it high in the air, missed the shot, and the rebound is out of bounds to Liberty. Elizabeth with a great move into the paint. Got the finger roll high in the air, and it just about fell through. That would have been a shot that would have showed up on the highlight reel if it went in. It didn't, but the Flames do hold on to possession, and they'll take a timeout. Liberty with 2 timeouts remaining. George Mason has all 4 of theirs. This is a full timeout, but not a media timeout, so we'll keep it here. Again, to reset, 2:39 left. And it looks like we might have a review. George Mason George Mason is going to take a look and see if this ball was off of Liberty or not. Now the question will be, if they call for the review and get it wrong, they'll be charged with a timeout. And I wonder if that means that the Flames would get their timeout back. I don't know. I don't know which came first, the review challenge or the Liberty timeout. But you would think that the review would have to take place before the timeout. So I think the officials have, and I think they're actually now Coach Vanessa Blair-Lewis is maybe asking the same thing as to whether or not Liberty is going to be charged a timeout in this spot. As far as the challenge being made, and I've actually got a pretty good view of the replay. And at least from the angle I'm seeing at the moment, I don't think you can tell for sure. It's not conclusive. The call is George Mason last touched it, and after review, it's going to stay with Liberty. So that should cost George Mason a timeout. The question will be, did Liberty lose a timeout as well because Coach Sherrard had taken one in the midst of all of that? Judging by the scoreboard, it doesn't seem that's the case, but I don't know if that is accurate or not. But as the scoreboard shows, the Flames have 3 timeouts and George Mason has 3 timeouts. I would think that the challenge would supersede the Flames calling a timeout, which would give them theirs back. So Liberty will hold on to possession, trailing by 4, 2:39 left in the ball game. Liberty will inbound in front of their team's bench on the near side of the court. Scoring at the basket to our left. Athene puts it in play to Nawabi. Nawabi dribbles to the top of the arc and goes far side to Ayestado. One dribble and a handoff to Stout. Stout back to Ayestado, who goes to the hoop and scores. Nice give and go between Emmy Stout and Elizabeth Ayestado. The Flames have made this a 2-point ball game. .210 to go. Walton on the far wing. Comes around a screen from Johnson, then passes it back to Johnson in the corner. Now to Walton again. Up top to Brown. Brown near wing to Harris. 9 seconds to shoot. She dribbles around a hedge, goes towards the corner, and we're going to get a... And actually, the pass comes back up top to Walton. Her three-pointer's off the mark. The rebound is high in the air. It's ripped down by Nawabi, and the Flames have it. Stout comes out of the pack with the basketball. Thought at first I'd heard a whistle before that shot was taken. Must have been a squeak of a shoe. We played on, and the Flames eventually got it. They trail by 2 with the basketball. Athene's going to drive. Lost the handle. Bounces it inside to Stout. Stout on the left side. Scores! Emmy Stout has tied this game up at 70 apiece. Flames with 6 straight. Actually 8 straight for Liberty. They were down by 8. A minute 9 and the clock running here in the fourth quarter. Harris at the top of the arc with Ayestado on her. She's going to try to drive. Pulls up from 15. Missed it short, but an offensive rebound by Walton, and Walton scores. And they're going to take a look at something. The clock, I think. I think the clock failed to stop after the basket under a minute to go. It shows 57.8 right now. That basket ends the 8-0 Liberty run. Flames defended so well on that possession, but the air ball actually was to the advantage of George Mason because the Flames rebounders were in front of the rim, while Walton was able to get it on the backside and score to put the Patriots back up by 2. Emmy Stout with 22 points. Timeout's going to be taken by Liberty to advance the basketball. The clock will show 39.5. Flames will have 2 timeouts left. George Mason also with 2. So yeah, Emmy Stout with 22 points, nearing her career high of 23 that she had in her debut last season. Flames shooting 51% now for the game. George Mason 41%. Liberty with a +1 in rebounding, but a -6 in turnovers, 15-9. Trailed by as many as 12 have the Flames. They led on a few occasions by 2. And Liberty will now inbound the basketball right in front of us on the near side of the court with a half second under a full minute left. Inbound pass goes into the backcourt where Athene will now dribble it across. Around a screen, finds a little bit of space at the free throw line, comes near wing to Nawabi. Nawabi picks up her dribble, skips it across to Athene. She saves it from going out of bounds. Still 14 seconds to shoot as Claudia will lob to Mills. Mills with 9 seconds on the clock, goes back to Athene. She'll fire one up, thinking that the shot clock was about to expire. There was actually 5 seconds left on it. A miscommunication for the Flames, and they'll now have to do something on the defensive end with 32.5 to go and a timeout taken by George Mason to where they'll advance the basketball. Not enough time probably to play defense in this spot. Even with the timeouts to advance, I don't think you could risk getting a stop and getting a rebound and having time to do anything with it on the other end. So the Flames are probably going to be forced to foul here. And solid defense by the Patriots on that last 30. Actually, wasn't quite 30 seconds. 25 seconds of great defense, and then the Flames with a little bit of a miscommunication. Claudia thought that the shot clock was about to expire. She chucked it up from about 35 feet, and it went to George Mason. Patriots now inbound in front of their coaching staff. Inbound pass is stolen away by Thompson. She's got to run out the other way, but missed the lay-in, and George Mason gets the board. Free throws now for the Patriots. Great anticipation by Thompson, but could not finish. And George Mason with the board. And there's actually some fouls to give for the Flames in this spot. So George Mason not shooting yet. Matter of fact, the Flames need to foul 3 more times in these 26 seconds before George Mason would shoot free throws. So this is one time that you kind of wish more fouls had been called in the quarter. On the inbounds, a foul is whistled against Liberty. Flames, the one thing though they can be in this spot is very aggressive to try to steal the basketball. And we saw that's what Thompson did. She just could not quite finish a somewhat contested layup. It was a defender that was tracking her down from behind, but ones that I'm sure she would say she should make 9 out of 10 times. The inbound pass to Harris, and she's fouled. So Thompson picks up the personal foul. Aoife Nwabi has checked out of the game because she's got 4 fouls. Elizabeth Eisdottir is in, but she's got 3, so she's not the one you would want to have foul in this spot. Inbound pass comes to Motang, and she is not fouled. It comes across to Harris, back to Walton, and Walton is bumped. That's only the 4th, so now with 16.3 to go, the next foul will put George Mason at the free throw line. They have made it across half court, so this inbounds is in front of their team's bench. Inbounding is Harris. Harris surveys the defense, having a little trouble getting it in. Now does to Walton, who's fouled. Walton, a 70% free throw shooter, will have 2 attempts. So a little over 10 seconds came off the clock during that fray where the Flames had to foul 4 times. Liberty's going to make some substitutions, offense for defense. Flames do have 2 timeouts remaining, so regardless of what happens on these free throws, I'm sure they'll take the timeout to advance. Walton takes her dribbles. First free throw's on the way, and good. One more makes it a 2-possession game. Walton, 2 dribbles, and the second free throw is off the mark. The Flames sky for the rebound and call a timeout. Well, it stays a 1-possession game after Walton only hits 1 of 2. What a fun game this has been. It's a shame somebody's going to come out of here with a loss. 2 very good mid-major programs in the state of Virginia, a state that has a lot of good mid-major programs. You go back to Old Dominion, competing for national championships back in the day. They've continued to be a strong group, but JMU and Liberty probably has surpassed Old Dominion a little bit as far as NCAA appearances and so on since that run in the 90s, and you can go back to the 80s. George Mason now has vaulted themselves into that conversation as well. They won the A-10 last year and went to the NCAA tournament. Flames down by 3 with 14.5 to go. And the Flames are going to take their last timeout. So they'll have no timeouts remaining. They took 1 to advance the ball. Now they'll take their final timeout to draw up this play. George Mason has 1 timeout left. And you got to wonder about the fouling strategy. If George Mason, probably not early with 14.5 to go, but certainly if it gets down to 4 or 5 seconds on the clock, if they would try to foul the Flames instead of allowing them to take a 3-pointer, force them to go to the free throw line. And now, with no timeouts left, if that were to happen, the Flames would probably have to go to a strategy of make a free throw and then miss one on purpose and attempt to stick it back in, because with no timeouts, no ability to advance, you really couldn't play the free throw game regardless of when a foul might occur. And George Mason has fouls to give themselves. They actually have 3 fouls to give. So it wouldn't even be about, well, now that changes that thought as well, because you foul on the floor a few times, sure, but if it gets to the point where somebody might be in the act of shooting, you'd have to be very careful. They can be aggressive. On the inbounds, Avery Mills will put it into play. Iastad, Stout, Nawabi, and Athene. The inbound pass comes to Stout. Stout goes far side to Mills. Mills for 3. Yes! Avery Mills drains the tray to tie the game with 8.2 to go. Are you kidding me? Contested 3-pointer by Avery Mills. Falling to her right on the far side of the court. And we've got a brand new ball game. 23 points now for Mills, 1 away from her career high. Emmy Stout has 22, which is 1 away from hers. Timeout by George Mason will allow them to advance the ball. They've got plenty of time to try to cook something up here before overtime. We mentioned MJ Johnson having 25 points for George Mason. She has throttled past her career high of 15. She had only made 1 3 in a game prior to today, and she's hit 5 in this ball game. Flames have Thompson, Mills, Nawabi, Iastad, and Stout in defensively. George Mason inbounding in front of their coaching staff on the near side of the court. Tied at 73, 8 seconds to go. Brown has her pass, stolen away by Mills. The Flames don't have any timeout, so they'll have to try to get it up court. Mills with 3 seconds to go. Into the far side corner, floats it up, and she's fouled! She's fouled at the buzzer! If it's before the horn sounds, the Flames will have 2 free throws to win this ball game. They're going to take a look to make sure the foul occurred before the clock expired. In real time, it certainly seemed as if it did. But they'll take a long look at this on the replay monitor to make sure, and if it did, they'll probably have to put at least a tenth of a second back on, and Avery Mills will be shooting 2 free throws. What a turn of events down the stretch. Avery Mills with an extremely high degree of difficulty three-pointer to tie the ball game up, and then George Mason had 8 seconds to try to answer. It was stolen by Mills on the inbound. She brings it up court, draws the foul, and after review, there's going to be 0.6 of a second, and Avery Mills with 2 free throws to give the Flames the lead. And another important part of this, no timeouts for George Mason. They can't advance the ball. Mills to the free throw line. First shot on the way, in and out. We stay tied at 73. Mills, the 87% free throw shooter, will have a second. The crowd comes to life. The second free throw is up and good. Only 0.6 to go and no timeouts left for George Mason. Brown inbounds, and they're just going to heave it from 3/4 court. It's not going to count, and the Flames win. Liberty comes back from a 12-point deficit. They were down 8 in the fourth quarter. They knock off George Mason 74-73. By far the best victory for Liberty this season from a net ranking standpoint. Liberty ends the 13-game winning streak at home for George Mason. And we catch our breath. The teams go through the handshake line. Liberty is going to sneak out of Fairfax with a huge win against a very talented Patriots team. We take a break and be back after this. Who needs verbs? Just throw a bunch of nouns out there until you make sense. We will be back after this here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network. From Van Wagner, the Lady Flames beat George Mason 74-73.
Hi, this is Alan York, asking you to join the team as a member of the Flames Club. As a Flames Club member, you can make a difference by directly contributing to the success of Liberty Athletics. The Flames Club's mission is to raise the financial support needed to provide our coaches and student athletes with the resources to compete for championships. Membership levels vary and begin at just $75. Some gifts may even be tax deductible. When you join the Flames Club, you're truly investing in champions and championships. Join today at libertyflamesclub.org.
True Flame fans know where to shop to show their pride. Shop LibertyFlames.com. We're your one-stop shop for official Liberty Flames merchandise. Plus, all orders ship free. Go red, white, and blue and visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today. That's ShopLibertyFlames.com. ShopLibertyFlames.com is a proud sponsor of Liberty Athletics. For all your Liberty Flames apparel needs, visit ShopLibertyFlames.com today.
It's the season of giving, and Lynchburg Nissan is giving you more than ever. Get $10,000 off MSRP on select models or 0% financing for up to 60 months. Drive home a brand new car starting under $18,000 and get 130% of fair KBB value for your trade. Plus, you'll receive 1 million miles of coverage at no cost. But hurry, inventory is limited. Visit lynchburgnissan.com or stop by today. Lynchburg Nissan, home of the 1,000,000-mile warranty.
The doctors at Crossroads Family Dentistry say go Flames and good luck this season. Stephen Hatch, James Peary III, Trey Woolwine, and Carol Roberts have over 50 years of experience serving Lynchburg and the surrounding area. Their dental office in Forest is open and ready to serve you. Crossroads Family Dentistry provides all family and cosmetic dental needs and accepts major dental insurances. They're located at 14761 Forest Road in front of Brauburgers. More information is available at CrossroadsFamilyDentistryVA.com.
You've been listening to Liberty Lady Flames basketball on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Time now for the Coca-Cola post-game locker room report. Get a complete recap of the game. Hear from Lady Flames head coach Alexis Sherrard, final stats, and more. This is the Coca-Cola Postgame Report. Coke, taste the feeling.
Well, I guarantee you there's some happy Lady Flames in the locker room right now as they just knocked off George Mason 74-73. They've been down by as many as 12 in the first half. They were down by 8 in the fourth quarter, 70-62. Since that point, it was an 11-3 run, including 8 straight by the Lady Flames. Down the stretch, though, it took 2 remarkable plays by Liberty sophomore Avery Mills. One, a three-pointer when she was fading towards basically out of bounds on the far side of the court to hit a three that tied the ball game up with 8 seconds to go. Then after George Mason took a timeout to advance the basketball, they had a chance to win the game, and Mills stole the inbounds. Dribbled around in the backcourt against some pressure at first, was able to get it across, and drew a foul with 0.6 of a second to go on, actually, you know what? I'm not sure who that foul was against. Let's see if it's still Volker. Volker picked up the foul. They took a look at the replay just to make sure. They determined there were 0.6 to go. Mills missed the first free throw, kept everybody a little bit on their toes, hit the second one, put Liberty up by 1. George Mason had no timeouts remaining. They couldn't advance the basketball, inbounded it, and I thought maybe they would just kind of try to chuck it, the inbound pass as far down court as possible, Christian Laettner style, but they didn't. They just kind of inbounded it and threw it 3/4 of the court, but the shot wasn't even taken in time. The horn sounded, and the Flames are going to get out of Fairfax with a huge win against the reigning A10 champions in George Mason. A lot of stats of significance in this game as we take a look at the Larry's Tire and Auto stat sheet. None bigger than Avery Mills, matching her career high with 24 points. She also had 24 against Manhattan earlier this year. Emmy Stout with 22 points. Elizabeth Ayestado with 10 and 2 big-time three-pointers. The Flames were down by 8 in the fourth quarter, and Liz hit 2 threes that really kept Liberty above water and were able to eventually get it down to a single possession after a missed free throw from George Mason allowed the Flames to have a chance to tie the game up. And Avery Mills did just that. Ify Nawabi with 6 points but 12 rebounds to lead the Flames in that category. Claudia Thien, 4 points but 8 assists and only 1 turnover in the game. She continues to play so well at the point guard position. Her assist-to-turnover ratio outstanding for the year, but how about today? 8-1. Unbelievable. Let's see, also 4 points from Jakayla Thompson. And I know she was kicking herself after missing a layup that could have tied the ball game up down the stretch. But defensively, she played extremely well, forcing 4 steals in this game to go along with the 4 points that she had. 2 points from Peters, 2 points for Mwamba. Emma Leone also played for a couple minutes in the ball game but did not score. George Mason's MJ Johnson with a career-high 25. Only 1 three-pointer coming into today, hit 5 this afternoon, 5 of 9, 10 of 18 from the field. And I'll double-check, but has she ever even taken that many? It doesn't actually show career highs as far as how many attempts, but the most field goals she's made in a game previous to this was earlier this season against Murray State, where she made 7. Today she made 10. Volker with 14, Walton and Harris each with 11 to lead George Mason. After shooting 12 of 18, 67% in the first quarter, George Mason was 17% in the second, 46% in the third, 35% in the fourth to finish up 41% total for the game. They did shoot 41% from 3, which is outstanding, 12 of 29. 9 of 13 from the free throw line, 69%. For the Flames, they finish up 50% for the game from the field, 28 of 56. 6 of 15 from 3 for 40%, and 12 of 16 from the free throw line, 75%. Another 1,200 meals going to local area food banks through the Food Line Feeds Score to Give More campaign. Rebounding dead even, 35 apiece. George Mason with a 14-8 edge in offensive rebounds. Flames finish up with 15 turnovers, 16 assists. George Mason, 11 turnovers, 13 assists. Points off turnovers, though, 16-14 Flames. Points in the paint, 38-20 Liberty. Second chance points, 13-8 GMU. Fast break points, 11-7 Patriots. And bench points, 10-8 to Mason. George Mason led by as many as 12. The Flames led by as many as 2. There were 14 lead changes. 6 times we were tied. Flames were only up 6 minutes and 8 seconds of the game. They trailed 30 minutes and 12. But they were up for the last second, and just barely. 0.6 of a second was when the Flames took a 1-point lead, which was our final score, 74-73. Liberty will now play on Saturday at home against Richmond, another A-10 school and another very good one. Matter of fact, George Mason picked second in the preseason poll, and Richmond picked first. That is a 2 o'clock start time back in Liberty Arena on the 13th. And then Liberty goes to Hawaii to finish up before Christmas, playing Hawaii and Oregon State, actually both on December 20th. It's not a doubleheader, but because of the time difference, one game is at about 11, let's see what it's listed at, 12:30 a.m. Eastern, and then the second game about 21 hours later starts at 11 p.m.
Have fun with that,
Eastern.
sucker.
That's going to be a lot of fun. The fun will be everything before the trip home because they're going to have a few days. We'll have a few days in Hawaii before that crazy Saturday of 2 games in 25 hours when it's start to finish, probably a little bit less than that maybe. And then an awful lot of travel to get back to the East Coast by way of Phoenix from Maui, and then Charlotte, and then Lynchburg. But I don't think anybody's going to be worried about the travel home. They're just excited about the trip there, but they've got a lot of work to do between now and then because Richmond is an excellent squad, and you're going to want to get your tickets to come out and watch that ball game on Saturday in Liberty Arena. Go to libertyflames.com for all that info. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue on with our Coca-Cola post-game show. We'll have our Thompson Brooks Insurance Player of the Game, Avery Mills, our Freedom First Credit Union Play of the Game, which I imagine will be Avery Mills, and our Good Feet Store post-game coaches interview with a very happy Alexis Sherrard, as well as a look at the Frank Good Builders out-of-town scoreboard with Nick Pierce back in the studio after this timeout here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
The Liberty Flames thank Segra for their support. Segra collaborates with companies to offer business-only, carrier-grade connectivity, cybersecurity, voice and cloud solutions tailored to meet their diverse needs. Segra offers these solutions across a fiber network that spans 28 states in the U.S. and is headquartered in Charlotte, North Carolina. They can be reached at Segra.com or 833-GO-SEGRA. Segra, a proud partner of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Flames Nation, this is Liberty men's basketball coach Richie McKay. The McKay family are proud Flames Club members and invite you to join in training Champions for Christ on and off the court. Whether you're at the game or cheering from home, your support is valuable and directly impacts our student athletes. Membership starts at just $75 and comes with great benefits like access to premium seating, hospitality, and parking privileges. Join today. Visit libertyflamesclub.org.
11 West is a proud sponsor of the Liberty Flames. 11 West specializes in apparel screen printing, embroidery, sew-on, and flat printing. From the design phase with their graphics arts team to the finished product, 11 West collaborates with each client to craft custom apparel and promotional products. For more information, visit 11west.com, call 540-639-9319, or stop by their location at 6598 New River Road in Radford. 11 West, outfitting America in logo wear.
Thompson Brooks Insurance has been serving Virginia for over 35 years, helping individuals and businesses with their insurance and investment needs. The team at Thompson Brooks is experienced in understanding Medicare, retirement planning, life insurance, the healthcare marketplace, and group insurance benefits. Call Thompson Brooks Insurance at 434-385-8500. That's 434-385-8500, or visit them online at thompsonbrooksinsurance.com. Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow.
Welcome back into the studios here in Lynchburg as Liberty, the Lady Flames, get it done over the George Mason Patriots. Final score here this afternoon, the Lady Flames 74 and the Patriots 73. Nick Pierce back here with you. It's time to bring you our play of the game, and instead of a play of the game, probably more of a sequence of the game, and it comes inside the last 10 seconds of this one up in Fairfax, Virginia, as the Lady Flames trailing this thing by 3. We're looking for a little bit of late game magic, and that brings us to our play of the game presented by Freedom First Credit Union. First part of that, Avery Mills on the offensive end for the Lady Flames.
On the inbounds, Avery Mills will put it into play. Iastad, Stout, Nawabi, and Athene. The inbound pass comes to Stout. Stout goes far side to Mills. Mills for 3. Yes! Avery Mills drains the tray to tie the game with 8.2 to go. Are you kidding me?
No, we were for real, Jamie Hall. 73-73 the score at that point. George Mason would call a timeout with 8 seconds to go, try to set something up for the win. Instead, Jada Brown went to inbound the ball, and calamity.
Brown has her pass stolen away by Mills. The Flames don't have any timeout, so they'll have to try to get it up court. Mills with 3 seconds to go. Into the far side corner, floats it up, and she's fouled! She's fouled at the buzzer!
And Avery Mills would go to the free throw line after a review to make sure that there was indeed time left. Otherwise, game would have gone to overtime, but the foul did occur before the clock hit 0. They put 0.6 of a second back on. Mills would go to the line to shoot 2 with a 73-73 game. She had missed the front end of the free throws. A lot of pressure on this second one coming up for Mills with a chance to give the Lady Flames the win.
The crowd comes to life. The second free throw is up and good. Only 0.6 to go and no timeouts left for George Mason. Brown inbounds, and they're just going to heave it from 3/4 court. It's not going to count, and the Flames win. Liberty comes back from a 12-point deficit. They were down 8 in the fourth quarter. They knock off George Mason 74-73.
Incredible end-of-game sequence. Avery Mills scores the Lady Flames' last 4 points. She finishes with 24 points to lead the way for the Lady Flames. 4 of 8 from 3 as Avery Mills and Liberty win at 74-73 at George Mason this afternoon. And again, that is the first loss for George Mason in a span of 13 games at home. They were 5-0 at home this season. 13-game home win streak is no more. Lady Flames win it and go to 6-2 now on the season. Elsewhere around Conference USA, by the way, your play of the game presented by our good friends at Freedom First Credit Union. Now time to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard built by Frank Good Builders. One other game still happening in Conference USA, women's hoops this afternoon. It's in Springfield, Missouri. Kansas and Missouri State overtime. Minute 19 to go, tied at 67 apiece. Keep our eyes on that one. Big opportunity for the Bears to knock off the Jayhawks this afternoon. Finals from everywhere else. It was Middle Tennessee getting a nice win over Memphis 60-51 in Murfreesboro this afternoon. And a final in Oxford, Ohio. Miami of Ohio takes care of Western Kentucky 80-53. The final there. And again, your Liberty Lady Flames win at 74-73 over George Mason. As we take you back out to Fairfax, Virginia now, and the old Patriot Center. Not what they call it now, but still what it is to me. And we'll take you back out to Jamie Hall. He's got our post-game guests with us now as we continue on here with our post-game coverage. The Coca-Cola Lady Flames locker room report. Jamie Hall, back to you.
All right, Nick, we appreciate that. It's Eagle Bank Arena now, and Flames.
Still the Patriot Center to me.
I know, and there's a lot of history in this building. A lot of big-time concerts and comedians and shows and political figures have spoken here, but pretty big-time game today. Fun game to watch. If you're a fan, the runs back and forth, unlikely heroes for some teams, players that maybe didn't hit a lot of three-pointers coming in. They might not have been on the scouting report as shooting some threes, hit some threes, and it was fun. And we've got Avery Mills, our Thompson Brooks Insurance Player of the Game, with us. And Avery, there's a lot to kind of unpack from this ball game.
Yep.
But talk us through the final 10 seconds. There was a little bit of a stop there with a timeout in between it, but so much happened in 10 seconds of a ball game.
Yeah, I mean, I just love my team so much. This, obviously, I hit the shot, but this was such a great team win. That last play, we run that every day. There's just stuff. That's what we said in the timeout. Coach Sharp was like, we work on this. Just another shot. If we don't get it, we have a plan B. But, we just executed. Coach Brad came up to me. He's, that's my guy right there. He's like, just, get yourself in a headspace to hit the shot. And I was like, you got to have a shooter's mindset. I'm making every shot I take. So, I made it. Thank you, Lord. And, great team win. Great execution.
Well, you don't have to say it, but I'll say it. That was a very difficult shot. You were kind of falling to the side. It wasn't square. This wasn't like a three-point shooting contest in practice. There was a lot going on in that sequence.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch it back because when stuff happens like that, I don't even remember really what happened, to be honest. But, yeah, I knew we needed a three, and I knew she was going to close out. I wasn't sure if she would foul me. I just knew I had to get it up. Great pass from Emmy right into my hands, right in the pocket. So, yeah.
Oh, Paul Carmody's actually got the video up on the screen here. We can take a look at it. Yeah, you were falling to the side towards the baseline, but it looked pure. Nice celebration afterwards. You can't beat that.
Yeah. Wow, yeah.
And for the folks that are listening right now and obviously can't see what we were describing, you will. It'll be all over social media. It'll be everywhere that you want to find it. You'll be able to find it later on. Then after that, still 8 seconds. Plenty of time, 8.2. They had a chance to call timeout, come back the other way.
Yep.
Describe what happened on the defensive side.
Yeah, so we knew they were going to try and, attack, maybe get a foul, get some free throws. So, our game plan – I was up on the ball. Coach was telling me get a deflection if I could. Honestly, I wasn't expecting to. I was just kind of jumping up and down trying to distract her. Tipped it and went the other way. And we were, great execution on defense those last few seconds. We really executed everything we talked about in the timeout. Again, just like such a great team win. So.
And do you have like a mental clock running at that spot? Because I don't want to call out the negative. There was a play a little bit earlier on in the final minute where the mental clock wasn't there, and we ended up taking a shot when we didn't really need to too quick. So, or were you physically looking at the clock as you were coming up?
Yeah, it was both. I knew they had a few seconds to get a shot. So if we got it, it was going to have to be something quick. But yeah, as I was bringing it up, I just saw it counting down and. I didn't want to heave it because I could have had I could have created something, which I did. So, just attacked. I wasn't trying to draw a foul either. Just trying to get a shot, but
Was the shot going in if she doesn't foul you?
Guess we'll never know. Felt like it. That adrenaline was just bumping. But
yeah. Then you go to the free throw line, and you keep the drama by missing the first free throw. I know that wasn't your intention. The better thing would be make the first and miss the second because then the clock would have went out. But you hit the second one. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I mean, my team, again, just my team, they're the best. We're just the best family, sisters. I missed the first one. Some of us just start laughing because I'm like, we're good. We do this in practice all the time. We have pressure free throws. Everybody's yelling and everything. So they helped. Keep me calm, encourage me. Great team win. Got it done.
I'm just looking at my text message because I see Paul to our left, and he's looking at cheesecakes, and I'm thinking, there's got to be a reason. So I was like, what text did I miss? Okay, well, I got to order a cheesecake.
I'm gonna have to place mine too.
Oh my goodness! Well, Paul, keep scrolling through while we're talking. We're gonna multitask and figure out which cheesecake.
Good. Yeah.
Godiva chocolate cheesecake. I see a peanut butter one. I bet that's what Paul picked. Yeah, he put the Reese's peanut butter.
Do they know about our tradition?
I guess it's a new tradition.
It
used to be a Krispy Kreme tradition.
It was, yeah.
So what's the new tradition?
So, I wasn't really sure it was going to become a tradition, but our last road win, I just threw out the idea. I was like, Coach, on our way back had a long bus ride. I was like, could we get a sweet treat somewhere? He took it and ran with it. So now it's a tradition. Road wins, find somewhere, get a sweet treat. So Cheesecake Factory it is.
Vanilla bean cheesecake. I think that might be my go-to. Yeah, text that for me, Paul. Vanilla bean cheesecake, Cheesecake Factory. That's big time. Big time. And 2 lactose pills. I'm ready to go. 4-hour drive.
Let's go.
Who's sitting behind me? All right, last thing for you, Avery. I think some of the fans may not understand just how good this George Mason team was.
Right.
I don't want to say they don't understand it, but it's early in the season, and you see a 6-4 record, but all their losses were against very good competition. You want to win a game no matter who you're playing, but when you can beat an in-state team like this, a team that's an NCAA tournament team, a team that's probably going to be top 60 or so in the RPI or net rankings, you take a little bit more from that?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we talked about it. So we lost to JMU. They blew them out at their place. So, going into this game, we always say we don't absolutely have to win. We'll be fine regardless, so no pressure, but we really want to. And we talked about how great of an opportunity this was, but they're not going to give it to us. We have to go take it. It was a really sweet win. We were, excited in the locker room. So,
well, you guys win. You get to order the cheesecake, but we also ordered some snow for you tomorrow. There's going to be a couple inches of snow.
Gosh.
You don't seem to be happy about that.
Actually, no. Now that I think, I have an exam tomorrow morning, so
is that good or bad?
That's good. That could push that back
for
me.
All right, keep the snow coming.
Yes.
Well, congratulations on an amazing sequence at the end of the game, offense and defense. And let me sneak one little quick question in here. Defense, I think for you, and I hate to say it like this, but I think it can still kind of I don't want to say a work in progress, but you continue to get better and better on the defensive end. That maybe wasn't as much of a focus in high school because you didn't need to play as much defense in high school.
Yeah, I mean, last year, my freshman year, defense was just definitely my worst part of my game. I just, like you said, in high school I wasn't really focused on it. Didn't really understand the level of intensity that it would bring in college. So I've really been working on that. My coaches have been helping me a lot, breaking down film, different drills in practice. I've really been trying to hone in on that. But we push each other in practice again. We all push each other to be our best. So that's really helped, all of us just pushing each other. Still definitely trying to improve. Always room to improve. So
sounds good. Congratulations.
Yes.
We'll see you on the bus with some cheesecake.
Let's go. Thank you.
Avery Mills, our Thompson Brooks Insurance Player of the Game. We're going to get head coach Alexis Sherrard in here and get a couple of thoughts from him, as well as the Lady Flames get a 74-73 win over George Mason here in Fairfax. Lady Flames are now 6-2 on the season, and George Mason falls to 6-5. Liberty will play another A-10 school on Saturday afternoon back in Liberty Arena at 2 o'clock. Richmond comes to town, while George Mason has about 13 days off. They'll play Princeton here in this building on the 20th. And then after that, conference play for them. So they only have one more out-of-conference game left on the slate. As we've got Coach Sherrard mic'd up and ready to go. Okay, who draws up that play? I know you drew up that play. I don't want to put you on the spot. You drew up that play at the end.
I didn't execute it. I may have drawn it up, but I didn't. The ladies had to execute it.
Who drew up the defensive stop?
That was all of them, Jamie. I mean, we put our players in special situations. Down one, tie score, 4 seconds left on the clock, gotta get a stop. So. We just try to do everything that we do in practice. We try to make practices more difficult than games. We'll play 5. We'll put 6 guys out there, 5 versus 6. So, just particular for situations like this. And I'm just so proud of our players, their resilience, their perseverance. They just did a great job. I think George Mason was winning over 30 minutes of the game. And, we had some blunders, some, uncharacteristic end of game mishaps, but no one put their head down, and we were able to come up on top.
And that's a good point, because Claudia had the clock off a little bit, took a shot sooner than she needed to. Jacayla misses a layup that could have tied the game up, and I know she put her head down a little bit, but her teammates were there picking them up, each of those young ladies up, and that just kind of goes back to the chemistry you guys have built.
Yeah, so we talked, deliberately about the 95%. Obviously 5% is, you individually taking a shot, which is just a couple of seconds each field goal attempt, and there's 95% of the game that doesn't deal with shooting, and that's everything else, every other category. So, when JT misses that layup and she doesn't put her head down, she's focusing on 95%. And we always say the 95% is family, the 5% is me. So we try to stay away from the me and stay in tune with the family. And I thought our bench was excellent. Everyone who played came in and helped us, and it was definitely a huge family win.
Let's get to a couple of players that maybe aren't going to be in the spotlight, because Avery Mills had such a big game, and Emmy Stout had almost a career-high game too. But the ones that kind of get under the radar a little bit, and we talked about this all the time. Elizabeth Eistutter always is under the radar. She hit 2 amazing, huge three-pointers for you in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Liz, again, we always say sometimes wins camouflages your blemishes, and we didn't want to camouflage any of the blemishes, so we talked about Claudia and her shot clock. We talked about JT's missed layups. We talked about Liz's couple of turnovers. But, again, dealing with the 95, no one puts their head down. And Liz ends up with 10 points in the fourth quarter, 2 big threes. Her percentages are not great, but she's a way better shooter than her percentage. I mean, we see it every day in practice. So, and, Liz guarding Walton for the majority of the game, who's their best player, one of the top players in A10. She rebounds, she defends, she gets deflections. She's a great communicator, and she was in huddles, keeping everyone calm. And I thought they just did a great job collectively, just not getting rattled. And we're still continuing to learn how to win. We're young, but this was a excellent big step forward, moving in the right direction.
Ify Nwabi battled through some foul trouble throughout the game, was in foul trouble basically from the first quarter on, and finishes up with 12 rebounds, 6 points, but she is a rebounding machine.
She is, and I told Ify, I said, I don't care if you foul out. I said, you just be aggressive. And we talked about her playing with 4 fouls and, being smart. And, she's learning how to win. This is probably her 7th college game. She obviously was redshirted last year, so, it's a process. But I was very pleased that she was able to, not foul out and, no bigger rebound than that last one. She was able to tie up, and we were able to get the ball out of that 50-50 ball. So just very, very proud of her. That's a big-time effort play by Ify on the rebounding.
And last but certainly not least, Claudia with 8 assists, 1 turnover.
Yeah, I mean, she's our floor general. I mean, even with the blunders there at the end, she's another one that just focuses on 95%. She's even Steven. She doesn't put her head down. She's calm, collective. She'll get deep into the paint on penetration and just give a nice soft bounce pass to Emmy Stout for a layup. So that's a great job by Claudia. And again, just a huge family win. They're George Mason's first loss in this building. And, Vanessa does a great job. This is a very, very good George Mason team. So very proud of our ladies.
Well, there'll be a time to talk about Richmond. My last question is going to be, what kind of cheesecake did you order?
Believe it or not, I may pass, Jamie.
No,
I may pass.
Come on. You got to at least share one with
maybe I'll share one with my wife.
There you go.
I know she's going to get one.
You get a couple of bites in, right?
I'll share one.
Usually the other way around, but you're gonna be the one
stealing
stealing
with my
a bite.
wife. Absolutely.
Well, congratulations on an amazing win here, and still a tough game left at home. So the fans, make your plans to come out and watch that game on Saturday against Richmond. It seems like every time we talk about, you got a big win, then there's just another big one right around the corner. You got about 6 days before you play again against another very, very talented in-state team in Virginia. Something about Old Dominion women's basketball. The state is just something else between JMU, Liberty, George Mason. Virginia's coming on. Virginia Tech's had some good squads. It's,
Richmond.
Richmond. Yeah. I just didn't even mention the one that we're playing next. It's a perennial NCAA tournament team too. But nice win today, and we'll see you back in Lynchburg.
Yeah, thank you, Jamie.
That was head coach Alexis Sherrard, and that will do it for us here on the broadcast. We'll wrap things up. Again, the Lady Flames beat GMU by a final score of 74-73. It ends a 13-game home winning streak for the Patriots, and it continues what is now a 4-game winning streak for the Lady Flames as they head back to Liberty Arena on Saturday, like we said, against Richmond. And you can go to libertyflames.com to get your tickets and all the information you need as far as watching that game. If you can't make it out, you can see the TV and radio links there as well. Well, it remains for me to thank everybody who made the broadcast possible. Paul Carmody, who was sitting next to me, keeping the stats flowing and all the cool notes that he does throughout the course of the game. Nick Pierce back in the studio for keeping us updated on the out-of-town scores and so on, and pushing all the buttons and knobs that needed to get us on the air today. Louis and the crew as far as engineering back in Lynchburg as well. We want to thank them as always, and thank you for listening, whether it was on the video stream over here on YouTube, Facebook, or whether it was on the app, libertyflames.com, or the website. No, libertyflames.com is the website, or the Liberty Flames app. Wherever you get your content, we certainly appreciate you doing that. Until we talk again on Saturday, this is Jamie Hall saying so long and God bless.
Been listening to Liberty Lady Flames basketball and the Coca-Cola post-game locker room report on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. This game has been brought to you in part by Bojangles Famous Chicken and Biscuits. It's Bo Time. Carillion Clinic, inspiring better health. Carter Bank, life lived full. By Coca-Cola, taste the feeling. Crossroads Family Dentistry. Destination Bedford. By 11 West. Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Frank Good Builders. By Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking for good with Freedom First today. Gentry Lock Attorneys. By The Good Feet Store. By Haley's Appliance and Outdoors. Liberty Lady Flames basketball has also been brought to you by Ironclad Coffee Roasters, craft roasted in Richmond, Virginia. Larry's Tire and Auto Repair, providing preventable maintenance, repair, and service at multiple locations and at larrystireservice.com. By the Liberty Bookstore, the official online store of Liberty Athletics. Lynchburg Nissan. By Peary Family Dentistry. Rogers Heating and Cooling, servicing Greater Lynchburg's HVAC and electrical needs. Segra, offering customized business technology solutions. Learn more at segra.com. By the United States Space Force. And by Thompson Brooks Insurance, planning today for tomorrow. The general manager of Van Wagner Sports and Entertainment is Justin Metzger. Liberty Flames Sports Network director is Alan York. Coordinating producers Nick Pierce, Kyle Sykes, and Victoria Carter. I'm staff announcer Jeff Lawrence, with a special thanks to Liberty University Athletics Director Ian McCaw, Senior Associate Athletics Director Robert Goodman, and Associate Strategic Director for Athletic Communications, Paul Carmody. Also, follow Lady Flames basketball on social media at Liberty WBB on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter, and Liberty Women's Basketball on Facebook. Liberty Lady Flames basketball is an exclusive presentation from Van Wagner on the Liberty Flames Sports Network.